Joe West is the crew chief. He'll come down from third base and put the headset on. First base umpire who made the call is Stu Shoewater. He will come over. And this defense has been real good. Came into the ballgame with just 73 errors all season long. Ball is still not in the glove. Boy, it looks like that one could be reversed. Yep, his foot is in the air before it hits the bag. I think we're going to get a reversal here.
Take that error off the board. Put it down.
So they're going to wait. Revere looked like his foot was still in the air when Gonzalez caught that ball on the bag at first. But obviously all of these plays are very important all season long just to get them right, and that's the benefit of having video review. Well, they have their decision, and Joe West put out, and Revere is retired first out of the ball game.
There's the happiest man in the ballpark right now, Chris Davis. Tricky hop, but he deflected it right over to the first baseman. Or excuse me, the second baseman.
This is Josh Donaldson. Takes the first pitch breaking ball. Donaldson, we told you about his success against righty pitching this year. 32 home runs, 32 of his 41 have come against right-handed pitchers. That's hit hard, but foul outside of third. 0-2.
Teams have been pitching Donaldson a lot of breaking balls early in the count, and then right when he starts looking for that breaking ball, they've slipped the fastball by him. He's picked up on that. Remember the home run he hit the other day? That was early in the count. It was a hanging breaking ball.
Upstairs at 89, Gonzalez won't light up the radar gun, but he mixes his pitches very effectively. Slow breaking ball at 75. As Pat mentioned, this is his 13th career start against the Blue Jays. Of course, the AL East rivals, they see each other quite a bit. Breezy afternoon, and Ryan Flaherty at third. That's the as we mentioned, they've committed just 73 errors all season long. It's Pierce, David Lowe in center, and Gerardo Parra in right. Ryan Flaherty makes his 6th start at third base. Machado and Scope up the middle. Chris Davis at first base, and Steve Clevenger.
You know, you mentioned this team, a very good field. Starter at shortstop in yesterday's ball game, and they made the little switch, the little flip, and man, he's going to get his 6th start over at shortstop.
Of course, Machado is a natural shortstop. He didn't make the move until his Double-A season when Buck Showalter wanted to see him in the big leagues, so they made him a third baseman, and he handles that very well. Bautista pops it up. Retires the side in order. Marcus Stroman will take the hill when we come back to Baltimore.
Easy fold down rear seats. Check. Power tailgate. Check. Rooftop cup holder? One day. the versatile Honda CR-V with loads of available features. Now during the Honda model clear-out, lease a 2015 CR-V LX from $70 weekly at 1.99%.
This past weekend, top critics from all over the world saw The Walk, and they went nuts.
Whoa.
The New York Times says it's dazzling. You can't help but hold your breath and clutch your armrest.
It's madness.
Yes, it's madness. You love me because I am mad.
It's what gravity did for outer space. The film that will renew your faith in the wonder of movies.
I am going to do something the world has never seen.
An experience.
The Canadiens-Leafs rivalry launches a new era for Toronto. Then Vancouver-Calgary start the season with a playoffs rematch. Scotiabank Wednesday night hockey. Habs-Leafs. Canucks-Flames October 7th on Sportsnet.
The Baltimore Orioles won the AL East division a year ago. They won 96 games to clinch their division title, and it's been quite a change at the top of the AL East over the last 6 seasons. Just take a look at the Oriole lineup. $4 show up. Top of the order is Gerardo Parra. Manny Machado against the Blue Jays. .344 average this season. 10 extra base hits and 13 RBIs. And in the cleanup spot is the DH tonight, Matt Wieters. Got a 4-game hit streak, and he's swinging the bat well here at the end of the season. He missed the first part of the season coming back from Tommy John surgery, but he's healthy again. He will probably catch in game 2.
Swung the bat real well against the Blue Jays the other night. This is Marcus Stroman getting ready for start number 4 of the season. Look at those sterling numbers. 3-0 with a 189 earned run average. He's thrown 19 innings. Last time out, he threw 7 scoreless innings. That was against the Yankees. That was his longest scoreless outing since his complete game shutout back on September the 8th of last season. Marcus Stroman has really given a shot in the arm to this pitching staff.
Boy, has he ever. 3-0 in the month of September, and he came back and really energized his starting rotation. So Stroman is set. This will be his 2nd career start against the Orioles. Gerardo Parra in there, and he goes after the first pitch, and that's a base hit. Goins was playing him up the middle, and Parra takes that fastball and strokes it into center field for a leadoff single. Take a look at the Blue Jays defensively, and this has been a real strength of their team over the second half of the season. Revere, Pilar, and Bautista in the outfield. Smoke at first base, and the catcher, of course, is Russell Martin.
Well, I'll tell you what, get used to a lot of ground ball outs, and that's why Darwin Barney is playing. He's going to make his 4th start at second base. Stroman throws a lot of ground balls, so the Gold Glover is going to play at second. Also, the Baltimore Orioles have 6 left-handed batters in their lineup this afternoon, and Marcus Stroman's little 2-seam sinker, I think, is going to play, and you'll see a lot of ground balls.
Stroman. .286 for the season, 30 home runs. He is 2 stolen bases shy of a 2020 season, home runs and stolen bases. He's late on that fastball. Machado, what a terrific player. We mentioned his ability to move from third base to shortstop without missing a beat. And he's also become a very good power hitter.
He's a big guy. I mean, a big guy, about 6'4". What amazes me is how quick he is, how quick his hands are, how quick his feet are. When you watch him take ground balls either at shortstop or at third base, how he can position himself so quickly. This guy's a stud right here.
You were quick like that when you were 23.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
There goes the runner. Russell Martin's throw is short hopped, and Barney knocks it down, but Parra has his 3rd stolen base.
Orioles coming out very aggressive against Marcus Stroman. First pitch hitting. So well this year. He's thrown out 25 base runners at 39%. This time, if he throws that one in the air, he's going to be out. But it bounces to second base.
That just missed. It's a full count now to Manny Machado. Chris Davis, the big slugger, is on deck. The tarp into the seats out of play. We mentioned these two ball clubs all season long have scored a lot of runs. They have combined to score over 11.5 runs a game. The Blue Jays lead the season series 10-6. Off the end of the bat, broken bat smoke will go to the bag, and Machado has a productive at bat. He moves Parra over to behind the dugout, and he is the Senior Vice President of Baseball Operations and General Manager. Perry Medician right in front of him. He just leaned over. He's the Director of Pro Scouting. Tony LaCava, Andrew Tinish, the entire front office. Dana Brown is sitting on Alex's left.
Joe Sheehan's right in there, the statistical analyst. Everybody in the front row right there.
And they should be. They deserve front row seats.
Yes, they do.
Chris Davis gets tied up with that inside pitch. Oh, 2. Chris Davis facing Stroman for the first time. I mentioned Marcus is making just his second career start against the Orioles. Both starts here at Camden Yards.
Well, what he'll see is a very good two-seam sinker and a very good breaking ball. That's one thing that Marcus can really do, is spin a ball. Look at the runner at third base. Might want to step off there.
Pulled foul.
You know what? I would step off right there, because you're obviously thinking about that runner at third base. He was halfway down, and now Josh Donaldson's going to come in and get a little bit closer. But if your mind and your thought process is cut in half thinking about that runner, you're liable to make a mistake to Chris Davis. So it'd be better for Marcus just to step off the mound there and regroup.
0-2 again to Davis. In the dirt. That's a great point, Pat, because it is a distraction, and I don't care how calm you are. When you see a runner halfway down the line, you got to think, hey, he might even go. But now Donaldson has edged over from his previous position to keep an eye on Parra.
Yeah, and we have seen him throw up the arms there to throw a pickoff play on at that third base position.
Take a shot at the inside corner. Matt Wieters is on deck. The switch hitting DH in game 1. And the changeup missed up and away. Everything down and in except that last pitch. Davis is very good out over the plate, and he certainly takes advantage of this small ballpark.
He can hit the ball out anywhere in this ballpark. Left, center, right, doesn't matter.
Stroman strikes him out. Came down and in once again, and they really gave him a steady diet of breaking balls down and in.
You know, I think that whole strikeout was set up by the pitch, the last pitch before that strikeout pitch, up and away. Change up and away, and that got Davis thinking about over the other side of the plate. That's when you can drop this thing off right here. That little slider, and Stroman, when he talked about his emotions, he was pretty fired up after that one.
Matt Wieters inside. Matt Wieters batting .256 for the season. He was 2 for 3 in Monday's night's game. Stroman catches that outside corner. Marcus can do so many things to neutralize a good hitter. Works to both sides of the plate very well.
We talk about making X's on both sides of the plate, and he can do that with the baseball. He could sink it off the outside corner to lefties or backdoor. His breaking ball, he can do it on both sides of the plate. On the inner half also, it doesn't matter. His changeup has really come along since last season.
There it is, just missed, and Wieters wouldn't chase. 3-1 now to Wieters. Jonathan Scope, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. You don't really have to give in to Wieters in this situation. And he didn't. It'll be ball 4. Wieters will take first. So it'll be runners at the corners and 2 outs. Jonathan Scope coming to the plate.
You know, not a bad idea right there. We told you Wieters has been swinging a pretty decent bat. He had a few hits in the game the other night. Walk him and take your chances with the right-hander.
This is Jonathan Scope. He's 0 for 1 against Marcus Stroman, but I like the righty-righty matchup. Two outs. Little chopper out in front of the plate. Stroman's going to get on it quickly. Throws to first to get out of it. Marcus Stroman strands a pair in the first inning. His athleticism coming through once again. Scoreless.
Tom is trying to justify buying a new car. That should do it. Need a good reason? There's never been a better time to get yourself into the best-selling car in Canada for 17 years. During the Honda Model Clearout, get a $1,000 Civic bonus when you lease or finance any new 2015 Civic model.
Find great deals on flight and hotel packages to Blue Jays away games on Expedia.ca. Your trip, your way.
This October, witness the journey.
Well, this is when this sport is at its best.
A battle for a shrine of immortality. Good won't be good enough.
See you later!
Heroes rise. Favorites fall. See ya! An ending you won't see coming. Because October writes itself. The MLB postseason.
Off we go.
On Sportsnet.
Welcome back to Camden Yards in Baltimore. We've got some news regarding Troy Tulowitzki. First of all, he will not be available for either one of the games here today. However, the news is very good. The plan for him is to take the next step, which is to face live batting practice. And we're not talking about having coaches throwing to him. We're talking about facing live pitching. The plan was for him to do that pre-game tomorrow, but since tomorrow's game has now been moved to a 12:05 Eastern start, that option is no longer available. So the Blue Jays are now in the process of working a way to have Tulowitzki fly to Florida early, be able to take some live BP in the instructional league that's going on in Dunedin. The problem with that is he doesn't want to leave until this team clinches. So if they can clinch in game 1, he could possibly fly out later today. If not, he'll be taking an early morning flight to Florida to take some BP and be ready to be back in the action Friday against the Tampa Bay Rays. Buck?
You always have to be able to adjust in this situation. Certainly the weather has compounded the situation. This is Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin was 1 for 3 with a home run on Monday night. That home run that you were talking about, that was on a 4-seam fastball that split the heart of the plate. I think it might be the last one he sees.
Series right here. 3 breaking balls right now on this at bat.
Yeah, he's not going to get too many pitches over the heart of the plate. They know all about Edwin.
16 games, he's been a hot hitter. He'll take a leadoff walk.
Well, obviously there's a lot at stake here in the final week of the season. Blue Jays want to win the division, and they have a game-and-a-half lead over Kansas.
Kansas City for the best overall record in the American League, which would allow them to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, including the World Series. Kansas City, they are at Chicago. They're playing tonight Edinson Volquez against Jose Quintana. And then they will go into Minnesota after their final game in Chicago on Thursday. They have Medlin and Danks on Thursday. Then they go to Minnesota for a 3-game series to wrap up their season.
And how important is that? Well, hey, Blue Jays have the best record. They are tied with Houston in the American League for the best home record in the AL. It's very important. If they end up with
the best record, they can carry that home field throughout the whole playoffs.
When you look at the teams that they will match up against, the Yankees, they're 4-2 at home. And it's been a situation where they have played well against the Yankees in home and road. The Astros, that's an interesting split because they were swept 4 games down in Houston against the Astros while they swept the Astros at Rogers Center. But right now, the Astros are a factor.
They aren't even in the picture
right now. How about that? They are on the outside looking in. First time in a long time, the Astros are a half game out of the second wild card as the Angels leapfrog
over them and move into that wild card spot.
2-1 to Smoke. Breaking ball fouled up.
Take a look at the wild card standings. The Angels have been red hot. They've won 7 straight games. They have a game tonight. Barry Zito pitches for Oakland against Garrett Richards.
And then they will go into Texas to take on the Texas Rangers for a 4-game series. And the AL West still up in the air as to who's going to win that division.
Texas has a 2-game lead over the Angels.
The division. Smoke strikes out on a high fastball.
Well, now there's 1 out. But that Texas Angels series promises to be an exciting one. 4 games down in Arlington.
Yeah, and if Texas loses that series and gets swept, as you see Smoke swing right through that 4-seam fastball, then it looks like the Angels would then win that division.
And then Texas is in danger of falling out of the wild card hunt.
We thought they were dead in the water, didn't we? The Los Angeles Angels.
That's the Mike Scioscia in the group. This is Russell Martin. He takes one for a ball.
One final thought
on the Angels and the Rangers. The Angels have a 10-5 advantage over the Rangers in the season series.
They've dominated that series.
Here is Russell Martin. He appeared defensively in the opener on game 1. That's his swing. It's 2-0.
There's a breaking ball for a strike. Russell Martin, of course, has been a veteran of the postseason.
But he hasn't been to a World Series, and that's been missing on his resume. And
he's tempered his excitement, his enthusiasm. He knows there's a lot of work to be done, but you can bet he's going to draw tremendous satisfaction when the Blue Jays do win the AL East. That's a fair ball. Machado, the shortstop, out for the cutoff man. Encarnacion is being waved home, and here's the relay from Machado. He's got a strong arm. It's a high throw, and now Martin will go to third as the ball got away from Gonzalez. Machado, the shortstop, went out.
Serve as a cutoff man. He's got a terrific arm, but he made a high throw to the plate. They had a shot at Encarnacion. It had to be a perfect throw, I think, to get Encarnacion at the plate.
The angle looked very difficult.
Machado to throw on because the ball was right down the line by the time Steve Pierce.
The left fielder runs it down, as you see this ball right over the bag and past Flair.
When it ricocheted, it came right back onto the fair territory, but right
on the line. So look at the cutoff. The angle extremely
tough. You got to throw over the runner, and that's why the throw was high and he was able to slide in. There was also the
backup play by Gonzalez. He dropped the ball, and that allowed Martin to go to third base.
there's got to be an error in there, and I'm assuming they would give it to the pitcher since he dropped that throw.
There is an error on the board now, indeed, as the error has been flashed up on the scoreboard. You're right. I believe it is the pitcher.
But again, a tough throw. It's going to be a high throw. Clevenger goes up. Ed went in. But the throw that was right at Gonzalez, who was backing up the play, the pitcher, and he took his eye off of it for a second, just glanced off his glove.
So the Blue Jays lead at 1-0. Ryan Goins batting with the infield in. Ground ball foul. Just outside the bag at first.
The Orioles have a very good throwing outfield.
They have 47 outfield assists. Of course, they don't have all their regulars in there. No Adam Jones in the center.
But Parra is a terrific thrower in right. Pierce has a strong arm. Lowe charges the ball very well. And Parra has 72 career outfield assists. Right over Gonzalez's shoulder into center, and Goins knocks home Russell Martin. 2-0 Blue Jays. That was a bullet.
You know, I don't think Miguel Gonzalez was expecting that ball to come back
the way it did. Not where he threw that pitch. That was an elevated fastball by design. He was thinking maybe
a pop-up, maybe a fly ball, or a strikeout. But watch this high fastball, and Goins gets on top of it.
Hammers it right back through the middle for a run-scoring single.
You throw a pitch up and away like that, that's the last place you think it's going to come back to, right over your head.
Well, what a job Goins has done in turning his fortunes around at the plate. RBI number 43
for Goins. Kevin Pillar.
Most of the fans here at this ballpark for
Game 1 are Blue Jay fans.
The Baltimore fans know it too.
Kevin Pillar, he has really put together a terrific season, his first full season in the majors. 307 for the month of September. Well, he had a good rip at that pitch.
You know what he's done is he's slowed things down just a little bit.
You know, you watch him hit now. He's not jumping out there to try and hit the baseball. He's letting it
come to him, and he's having good at-bats. When he was struggling just a little bit, his body was getting involved a little bit too much. Brooke Jacoby has talked about that. That's something that he's working with. Trying to get him to use his hands just a little bit more to help him stay inside the baseball. Teams have tried to finish him off with high fastballs, and he is now getting on top of that ball
and driving it into the outfield, where before he was popping it up or swinging through it.
Jacoby and Eric Goins have done a terrific job their first year as the hitting coaches. In the dirt, nice block by Clevenger. Nothing Blue Jays. Gonzalez retired the side
in order in the first.
Off speed pitch, and Pillar stays alive.
Well, you can see why Miguel Gonzalez
has been so tough on the Blue Jays. He's mixing all of his pitches. Fastballs, breaking balls, slider,
splitter, a little bit of everything. He's not falling into one pattern either. There are his career numbers versus the Blue Jays. Excellent. 7-2, 236 earned run average.
He won't strike out a lot of guys. He'll keep you off balance.
Popped up, back over the screen and into the... The Blue Jays have been very close to the vest as far as their emotions about winning their first division, and they're very professional. But you can bet there's a lot of excitement down in that dugout today. They know they can seal their own fate. They don't have to worry about anybody else but themselves.
Isn't that the way you want to do it? Have it in your own hands.
Win it or lose it. Strikes out, pitch down and in. 2 strikeouts for
Gonzalez. Devin Travis back with the ball club. He went down to Texas, had surgery to drain a cyst that was creating problems for him in that shoulder. And everybody wants to be part of the celebration. He was a big part of this team and has been since the start. He was the American League Rookie of the Month in April. That's a base hit. No, it's foul. Joe West, the third base umpire, had a bird's eye.
With the veteran ump. He says, no, I had it all the way.
Didn't go over the bag. Certainly looked like it caught a corner of that third base bag.
Joe Wright in perfect position. He's right. That ball just, it hit the chalk. It looked like in front of the bag, but then it was hooking. It was foul.
No, no. I've seen that 1,000 times, Louis. I knew it was foul all the way.
0-1 to Barney.
So fly ball into center. David Lowe over to his right is there. But the Blue Jays scored 2 runs
on 2 hits and leave a runner. Russell Martin in his first season with the Blue Jays leading
the way. He has career high 22 home runs. This RBI double gives him 75 for the season and puts the Blue Jays out in front.
Closed captioning brought to you by Tim Hortons Dark Roast Coffee, a blend of 100% Arabica beans, brewed for a rich, full flavor and smooth finish. You can also enjoy dark roast at home.
Hi, honey.
Hey, do you think I can get a few bucks for textbooks?
The TD app lets you bank securely whenever it's comfortable for you.
Dad just sent it. You okay?
Yeah. TD. Banking can be this comfortable.
2 most significant events of the 20th century. The Allies win the war, and this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your daughter and her mother are on welfare.
Not my daughter! You can be decent and gifted at the same time. It's not binary.
From the writer of The Social Network and the director of Slumdog Millionaire.
What you make isn't supposed to be the best part of you. You're a father. That's what's supposed to be the best part of you.
Go fit, flip fit, roll fit, hit fit.
Lit fit, club fit, love fit, street fit, love fit. It's all fit.
Hi, honey.
Hey, do you think I can get a few bucks for textbooks?
The TD app lets you bank securely whenever it's comfortable for you.
Dad just sent it.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah. TD. Banking can be this comfortable.
Rogers Hometown Hockey has a new home Sundays on Sportsnet.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by the all-new 2016 Honda Pilot. Proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Welcome back to Baltimore. Blue Jays have taken a 2-0 lead. Russell Martin an RBI double. Ryan Goins an RBI single. Marcus Stroman pitched out of a first inning jam. He gets ahead of Steve Clevenger, who's catching tonight in Game 1. Clevenger is a Baltimore native who began his season with the Chicago Cubs. Began his career with the Cubs. Came to the Orioles in 2013. It's this ball through the right side into right. second leadoff single. The Orioles have
Stroman so far. Still trying to find that change-up feel for his change-up.
Kind of looked like a little bit of a cutter, off-speed pitch, and Clevenger all over it. The pitch before that was that change-up, and usually he dumps that on the outside corner.
Dean Pierce, left fielder, 218 for the season, 14 homers. Pierce last season had one of those magical runs where he hit 21 home runs, by far the most he'd ever hit in his career. He drove in 49 runs in just 338 at bats. We always talk about the stars are going to be stars, but for a championship caliber club, you've got to have guys like Steve Pierce come through in championship seasons, and the Blue Jays have several of that type of player on their team this year. Chris Colabello, Justin Smoke, Kevin Pillar, guys that have made dramatic impact seasons. And there's a great breaking ball right there to strike out Pierce.
Right on the corner. You're right. I think the Stars have got to do their thing. They have to have their types of years, but you have to have three guys have career years. Pierce was the guy last year, one of them for him last year when they won 96 games and won the American League East. The Blue Jays, they got a whole bunch of guys having career years.
A lot of guys having career years as their first full season in the big leagues. Brian Flaherty. Flaherty hit a 3-run home run off of Marco Estrada in the second inning. And that's the only time the Orioles would cross home plate.
And that broke a streak of 29 consecutive scoreless innings for the Oriole offense.
Darwin Barney makes a nice play on the short hop. That's the Gold Glover right there. Barney won a Gold Glove with the Cubs in 2012, and that's why John Gibbons had him in the lineup tonight. Marcus Stroman gets a lot of ground balls, and Barney turns it easily.
This is a hot shot to right. No, it's a double play started by the second baseman.
It's not a package. It's a promise that keeps the line moving. It's the best Monday morning ever. It's what makes a team a team. It's not a package. It's a promise. That's why thousands of businesses use Purolator to move over 1 million of them every day.
So if we are busy, hey, we have promises to keep. Old Spice Bear Glove is the best! Bear Glove.
Oops. Swagger.
Using Weber Naturals glucosamine chondroitin has meant that joint pain hasn't kept me from getting out and enjoying my life. It works for me. Imagine how it'll work for you.
Glucosamine chondroitin from Weber Naturals, Canada's #1 selling joint care products.
Laura's day begins with arthritis pain, stiffness, and 2 pills. In the afternoon, more pills. But her doctor recommended Aleve for relief of arthritis pain with its dose of 1 pill every 12 hours. Now, Laura chooses Aleve.
Since 1961, Pearl Vision has been providing expert eye care. Today, we make caring for your eyes even easier. Right now, buy 1 pair of glasses and get another pair free. This is genuine eye care in your neighborhood. This is Pearl Vision.
Fans, we have NFL football on the network tomorrow. Bitter NFC North rivals square off at Heinz Field. Michael Vick and the Steelers take on Joe Flacco and the Ravens tomorrow on Sportsnet 1 and City. Of course, neither one of those teams come anywhere close to Pat Tabler's Cincinnati Bengals.
And you can echo, say that again, Barry, one more time.
I said neither one of those teams come anywhere close.
You got that
to
right,
the Cincinnati
son.
Bengals.
That's right. They're going to win it again.
I want my money now, Pat, that you promised.
The NFL season up and running, of course, moving into week 4 of the NFL season. We are in the final week of the Major League Baseball season. It's been a special season for sure. Ben Revere makes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Revere reached on what appeared to be an error in his first at bat, and they went to the review, and it was overturned. He was called out. That erased an error. by first baseman Chris Davis. But the Orioles have committed an error. Manny Machado was charged with a throwing error that allowed Russell Martin to advance to third on his double.
That's his 21st error this season. Shocking, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And this is a fly ball. Steve Pearce coming in. It's shocking because the Orioles have only committed 74 errors as a team. And he's a Gold Glove winner that won his Gold Glove as third baseman.
Yeah, and his reputation and his movements and the way he plays the game shows you he's an outstanding fielder. Hard to believe he's got 21 errors now.
Josh Donaldson popped out to Ryan Flaherty his first time up.
That's a great sign, isn't it, right there behind Donaldson?
That's a base hit through the shift. Donaldson hit it off the end of the bat. Machado was in the hole at short. Scope was up the middle. Or went out single.
Jose Bautista, one of the leaders of this ball club. But, you know, when you get in here and you want to kind of relieve some of the pressure, let me see if I can hit left-handed. That does not look like Jose Bautista. Where's the high leg kick? I love the bat speed, and I love that he's hitting it hard. Looks different. Had a teammate of mine do that. Bo Jackson do that. And he got in there, started hitting it into the upper deck in Minnesota.
I saw him hit him into the fountains at Kauffman Stadium left-handed.
Left-handed.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Maybe the best athlete we've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is Jose Bautista. He, of course, is a terrific athlete in his own right. Jose is in his 8th season with the Blue Jays. And you can bet he's enjoying what might happen here today as much as anybody. He hasn't been part of a winning effort before. And, of course, he's a star player. And star players get all the accolades. He's a 2-time home run champ.
But you still want to play in the postseason, and Jose's going to have a chance to do that.
Bautista is a 6-time All-Star, a 3-time Silver Slugger, and he's been voted in the top 6 or better 3 times in the MVP voting. He's been a terrific player. He has 285 career home runs. But the final piece to the puzzle is postseason experience. He and Edwin Encarnacion anxious for that, and they've been a big part of this organization for a long time. Breaking ball, Donaldson thought about, but he holds it first. This is Edwin's 7th season with the Blue Jays. He has 265 career home runs. He's a 2-time All-Star and hasn't been to the postseason. Slow breaking ball, and Bautista strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Gonzalez.
You can see why he has put up good numbers. He's not falling into a pattern. He's throwing his pitches all for strikes, and he's being unpredictable. First time that he has thrown this pitch to Jose in that at bat, and look how it really fools Jose. Way out front, slow curveball. All 3 of those strikeouts have been swinging.
There's a fastball, but down and away. You mentioned that the Orioles probably not going to give Encarnacion too many fastballs. They'll show it to him, but they certainly won't throw anything over the heart of the plate.
And his patience paid off for the Blue Jays last inning with that leadoff walk.
That's something. How many times that happens? That leadoff walk, pitcher puts himself into a jam, and then walk eventually comes around to score. Ball into strike, 2 outs. Look out. Fortunately, no one was sitting in that seat as it caromed back onto the field.
He might be wearing that baseball. Edwin hit that ball hard. He's had 3 hits in his career against Miguel Gonzalez. All 3 of them have left the ballpark.
Yeah, so he doesn't really mind. He's hitting 120 against Gonzalez. He's just 3 for 25, including the walk he took in the second. What is it about a good hitter like Encarnacion that has trouble with a guy like Gonzalez? Why does that work out that way?
I think because, like we were just talking about with Gonzalez, he's got the splitter that he can get right-handers out. He's got that slow curveball that he can get right-handed batters out. He's got a slider. He's got a little bit of everything. And he's not afraid to throw it in fastball counts. He works quickly, throws a lot of strikes, doesn't walk too many batters.
Justin Smoke is on deck.
So now it's 3-2. I don't think there's any way he's going to throw him a fastball. Is there?
Not a good one. And it's a hanging breaking ball there. Gonzalez got away with one.
Edwin doing the thing where he smells his bat after he fouls the ball straight back to see if he can smell that wood burning. That's amazing.
Another 3-2 pitch. Donaldson at first is on the move. Ball 4. Encarnacion walks for a second time.
Well, let's take a little closer look at this afternoon starter for the Baltimore Orioles, Miguel Gonzalez, what he features. There's the fastball, low 90s, and he'll use it at 58%. But he'll use it, I think, to set up his other pitches. The slider, the splitter, and the curveball, all of them about the same percentage. He's going to use them to try and get batters out. He basically throws a lot of strikes. He works quickly, keeps the ball around the strike zone, keeps the ball down, does not give up a lot of home runs.
This is Justin Smoke. He struck out in the second. So a pop-up into the outfield. Steve Pearce coming in, and he calls for it, makes the catch. The Blue Jays get a base hit. They leave 2. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd here in Baltimore. 2-0 Blue Jays.
To defeat the evil Lord Vortek, you'll need tridents, proton packs. You can build any vehicle with any hero in any world. Lego Dimensions, you're gonna need a bigger imagination. Starter pack includes 3 characters and 1 vehicle. Some toys and consoles sold separately. Rated everyone 10 and up.
You do your thing, leave the rest to us. Ramada Worldwide.
You're so cute, I wanna wear you like a suit. I think you look pretty good on me. You're so cute, I wanna wear you like a suit. I think you look pretty good on me. I think you look pretty good on me. Okay, alright.
Justin Smoke has had a terrific season with 17 homers and 57 RBIs, but his true value to this team might be his defense at first. And for more on that, let's check in with Hazelman.
Buck, yeah, we all know what Justin Smoke can do at the plate, highlighted by those 17 home runs. But fans have also been treated to some pretty spectacular plays there out on the field. Now, I talked to Smoke about his defense, and he told me that he was taught at a young age to be good on both sides of the baseball. He grew up a natural first baseman, so he's always felt really comfortable around the bag. And Smoke says it's pretty cool that fans have started to notice his defense. He said the perception has always been that you put the big, hefty guy there on first base, a guy that can't do anything else but hit. Now, as far as first basemen go in the majors, Smoke has always admired the Yankees' Mark Teixeira. He says he's a 5-time Gold Glover, a good defender who can take away hits and save runs. And as far as Smoke is concerned, he has 4 defensive runs saved this season. That's tied for 8th in all the majors among first basemen. So, Buck, we've got a big-time slugger who takes a great deal of pride in his defense. fans.
He sure does, and Blue Jays have improved dramatically when Tulowitzki's in the field at short, Goins at second, Donaldson at third, and Smoke at first. That's as good as defense as there is in the majors in my mind. This is Marcus Stroman facing David Lowe, the number 9 hitter. Smoke's defense really came to a head and improved when he played for Ron Washington down with the Texas Rangers.
He gives Wash a lot of credit for his ability to play defense. He'd get him on the other end of that fungo, wouldn't he? And wear him out.
Yeah, he said that's where he really learned how to dig the balls out of the dirt. Washington made him come out every single day, and he said he'd move around the infield and hit me balls in the dirt from every angle. David Lowe fouls it off. 0-2 to the number 9 hitter. Stroman has given up leadoff singles in both the first 2 innings of this game. He'd like to get this first out. Change the pattern a bit.
Yes, stay in the windup if you can. Blue Jays turned an outstanding double play to end the 2nd inning. Their 142nd double play of the season.
Well, Darwin Barney, and what another great move by Alex Anthopoulos. When Troy Tulowitzki got hurt, Alex got on the phone, started calling around baseball saying, I need a defensive shortstop. And there's Alex. He's moved up to the front row, and he went out and he brought in Darwin Barney, somebody who could play the middle positions, and he has been great. Stroman. There's that first out of the inning. He strikes out Lowe. That's his 3rd strikeout.
Looked like he got David Lowe looking for some type of off-speed pitch, crossed him up through a fastball right down the middle. There's Buck Showalter. What a difference a year makes for the Orioles. No Nick Markakis this year, no Nelson Cruz this year. The offense has suffered a little bit.
Boy, it sure has. And you know what? Not only the offense, but the character, the makeup, all of that. Markakis was a big part of that. This is Gerardo Parra. He had a base hit, stole a base in the first, but Stroman left him standing at 3rd. Little chopper up the first base line. That's going to be a fair ball. Smoke did a great job of coming after it. It was headed toward foul ground, but like Hazel May said, we got one of the best first basemen here in Smoke, and he did a terrific job of coming to get that ball.
He was playing deep with 2 strikes on the batter. You can see him out by the outfield, and he recognizes that this ball might go foul, so you got to come in and get it. He just attacks that ball, just swallows it up before it can roll foul, and then after that, it's an easy play. Just a little tag on the runner right there, but yeah, he came in very aggressively to finish that play off.
Manny Machado cuts on the first pitch. Ground ball, foul. Joe West making the call at 3rd. Stroman, he is kind of sorted things out now, making quality pitches, and had a little bit of trouble in the first. Gave up a leadoff single and walked a man with 2 outs.
I thought that breaking ball he threw to Parra was his best breaking ball so far this afternoon. It had a lot of late break to it. There's a good one too, so maybe he's starting to get that breaking ball.
A couple of strikeouts in inning 4 in the ball game, and Stroman shutting out the Orioles through 3 innings, and David Price getting prepared for the return. He's got the glove on in the dugout to accept the slap from Marcus Stroman. He's all prepared.
Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build me a mountain, at least I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high.
We took everything we did better and made it better. Lease a 2016 Honda HR-V from $60 weekly at 2.99%.
Time to get your 2016 season tickets. Season ticket holders get access to exclusive benefits and events. Call 416-341-1234 or visit BlueJays.com.
Visa Checkout is an easier way to pay online. With no payment and delivery info to fill out, you feel like you're one step ahead. Say hello to Visa Checkout. Visa, everywhere you want to be. Use Visa Checkout at pizzapizza.ca and your next pizza is free.
Emergency supports your immunity and helps your body convert food to energy. It's packed with more vitamin C than 10 oranges, plus other antioxidants and electrolytes. So take it with you, because you're always on the move. Emergency. Immune support on the go.
Fans, we've been telling you all season long about My Blue Jays. Well, now you can have a chance to join yourself. New for 2016, fans across Canada will have the opportunity to be part of My Blue Jays. Earn points throughout 2016 to redeem exciting exclusive experience and memorabilia. All you have to do is visit bluejays.com/mybluejays for more details. And I'm sure these two would love to be part of My Blue Jays, as would all these Blue Jay fans today, Buck.
Well, I think they all would be, and it's a great promotion, so make sure you check it all out. Russell Martin began the scoring for the Blue Jays with an RBI double. He knocked home Edwin Encarnacion with the first run of the ball game. Goins knocked in Martin for the second Blue Jay run.
I think Russell wants that pitch back right there. A little spinner. Stayed in the middle of the plate. He got a little bit too long on that swing. Fouled it back. Russell's been swinging the bat much better of late.
Breaking ball missed. Of course, the position of catcher, he's had his ups and downs physically. Take balls off the thumb or your catching hand, and of course that's your bottom hand, your strong hand in the hitting approach of things.
Well, what I like is he's driving the ball. He homered in that start against the Rays, if you remember that, in the first inning when the Blue Jays scored 5 runs. He also hit that big 3-run home run against the Yankees. Staying on that ball. He's not missing the ball when they miss over the plate.
That's going to be one of those moments that we look back on at the end of this season and say, boy, a lot of defining moments, but the Russell Martin 3-run home run against the Yankees really was a big hit. He rolls this one to third. Flaherty has it in time. Martin's retired, first out of the fourth.
There have been a few of those, haven't there? Defining moments, if you will, for the Blue Jays. I think the series against the Kansas City Royals at home, when they took 3 out of 4 and they beat Johnny Cueto, I thought that was a defining moment for the team, that they could win those games. They got into a little bit of an argument, a little fight with Kansas City, and I thought it really galvanized the Blue Jays.
Yeah, those things are never a bad thing when you've got a bunch of character guys on the team, but Volquez made a point about Donaldson being a crybaby, and Donaldson said, hey, they're throwing at my head. And there was some ugliness in that series, and that's something to remember should these two meet in the postseason.
Felt like a postseason series, didn't it?
You know, that's a good point, and I think it's one we should mention, the fact that the Blue Jays have been playing in a postseason atmosphere at home for about a month and a half now. Packed houses, exciting moments, great clutch hitting, and terrific pitching. Cecil striking out the side to get out of an inning, and I think they have been in that atmosphere that you're going to see in the postseason for almost a month and a half now.
Russell Martin was talking about that the other day.
Oh, Goins drops down to beauty. No contest, Ryan Goins. He's 2 for 2 already. RBI single and a terrific bunt base hit.
You know what? The Orioles, and we were talking about this the other day, when they get to 2 strike on batters, they'll readjust their infield and they'll switch them all around. Well, they did that when the count got to 2 strikes on Ryan Goins, but it was Ryan who switched it around. This is with 2 strikes. Now they're going to take Flaherty and they're going to shove 3 guys on the right side of the infield and just 1 lonely guy on the left side. Ryan Goins sees that, and he gets an 0-2 pitch and just puts it past the pitcher for an infield single. You do this to me, I'm going to do this to you. This is a 2-strike 0-2 pitch. He just has to get the ball by the pitcher, and he's got himself an easy infield hit.
Yeah, just a matter of putting the bat on the ball and keeping it fair. He squared around early. Kevin Pillar struck out on a pitch down and in his first time up. There's a ball in the dirt. You know, it's really interesting. We watch the growth of these young players in the Blue Jays lineup, and you know, you always teach young players, hey, you know, you got to do the little things. You got to take advantage. You know, move up to the extra base, tag up on fly balls. Well, they've been playing in meaningful games since the All-Star break. Everybody now understands what they've been told all these years. You see how it has an impact in meaningful games.
And that's what we were talking about with Russell Martin the other day. I was asking him, I said, what do the crowds and the excitement and the atmosphere at Rogers Center, what does that do for the young players who are going through this for the first time? And he said, it's like a playoff atmosphere, and you have to have confidence, and you have to be able to slow the game down in those big situations in the playoffs. So it's good for these players to play here, see what it feels like.
Pillar skies one to left. Machado, the shortstop, goes all the way out. That ball just came back toward the infield, and Pierce was deep, guarding against the power of Pillar. And Machado goes out, makes the catch in shallow left. So now there are 2 outs for the number 9 batter, Darwin Barney. Gonzalez delivers a strike. Upstairs, you know, we mentioned Barney. He was picked up after the Tulowitzki trade or injury. He was brought in, and Alex was looking for a middle infielder. He had a lot of options. Other teams were offering him various players, but he liked the defensive skills, obviously, of the Gold Glover, Darwin Barney, and the character. He said, I don't want to mess with my chemistry and bring some guy in here that's not a good fit. And that's been the theme of most of his dealings to improve this team. Yeah, I want a good player, but I want somebody that's going to fit as well.
And I don't want a guy who's going to mess up what we have going on here chemistry-wise. And to his credit, he kept after Darwin Barney. That wasn't the first time that he was trying to acquire him from Los Angeles.
Three and one now to the number 9 hitter. Jason Garcia, the rookie right-hander, starting to loosen up. Remember, Gonzalez is making his first start since coming off the disabled list, so they will have a short leash with him. He's thrown 74 pitches already this afternoon. Ball 4. Good walk for Barney. He'll turn the lineup over with a 2-out walk. That'll move Goins to second for Ben Revere. And Buck Showalter has already made the call to the bullpen. That was the 75th pitch, and they were on a short leash as Gonzalez was coming back from the disabled list, so he will turn things over to the bullpen here in the 4th. Jason Garcia coming in with 2 outs to face Ben Revere, the leadoff man.
There are numbers that are more than just numbers. They've shaped every hockey story this country has ever known. They stand for something, like how to never give up, or how to be a class act, and how it's never over till it's over. So here's to numbers that are more than just numbers, and to all the numbers yet to come.
Here's
Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. The Blue Jays are World Series champions.
I played Major League Baseball for 16 seasons. Throughout my career, I found the physical strain to be tremendous, especially on my joints. Using Weber Naturals glucosamine chondroitin has meant that joint pain hasn't kept me from getting out and enjoying my life. It works for me. Imagine how it'll work for you.
Glucosamine chondroitin from Weber Naturals, Canada's #1 selling joint care products.
Emergency supports your immunity and helps your body convert food to energy. It's packed with more vitamin C than 10 oranges, plus other antioxidants and electrolytes. So take it with you, because you're always on the move. Emergency. Immune support on the go.
Relax fit shoes from Skechers. Rock out in comfort.
Make your renovation a cut above during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
The steamed crabs in Baltimore are always a treat for anybody that comes to this area. Chesapeake Bay featuring those great steamed crabs. New pitcher into the game is Jason Garcia, the young right-hander in his rookie season.
Made his big league debut in April versus Tampa Bay. Also spent some time on the disabled list with right shoulder tendonitis. Blue Jays have seen Garcia this year. He's got a good arm. Rule 5 guy, so he's been in the big leagues all season long.
Ben Revere, 0 for 2. Goes after the first pitch. It's into center field. Goins around third. The throw is going to go back into second as Ben Revere crossed up the Orioles. He oftentimes takes that first pitch, but not with a chance to drive in or run.
When there are runners on base, he'll set that pitcher up by taking a lot of pitches until he gets those guys into scoring position, and then he'll jump on that first pitch. Wasn't hit that hard by Revere, just barely got into the outfield, but hard enough to get by Scope into the outfield. That will score Goins from second base, and it'll set Darwin Barney, who had walked all the way to third base. Darwin, there was some indecision if he was going to try and take the base, but the ball died into the outfield, and he was able to pick up 90 feet.
Ben Revere, with his 44th RBI of the season, is 18th as a Blue Jay. 3-0 Jays. Everybody has their thoughts about Josh Donaldson. Ball in the dirt.
I like that one sign that we saw in his last at-bat, that Mike Trout was the winner of the runner-up to the MVP.
Congratulating Mike Trout. Blue Jays have only had one MVP in their franchise history. That was George Bell. Two balls and a strike.
If they continue to throw that ball away to Josh, there's a huge hole on the right side of the infield if he wants to take it. Garcia's tried to throw a couple of breaking balls down and away from Donaldson. Don't have to hit it hard to get it through that giant hole.
There goes Revere, and there'll be no throw. Steve Clevenger with Barney at third took a peek at third, and by that time it was too late to even think about a throw. Revere picks up the steal.
His 31st of the season. Head down. That is a straight steal. He's not even peeking. Look inside to see what Donaldson's doing. So now a hit into the outfield. Score 2.
3-1 to Donaldson. He takes ball 4. He passes the baton. So that brings Jose Bautista to the plate. Another terrific opportunity to break it wide open. Bautista batting with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 5 career grand slams for Bautista.
He's hit a home run off of Garcia this season, if you remember that, earlier this year. A couple of pitches up and in, and Jose didn't appreciate that, so he did the next best thing. Hit a home run off of the young right-hander.
That gets away from Clevenger, but Barney will stay put at third. Fouled into the seats, out of play. Three 0 Blue Jays. Bautista trying to build upon that lead. Now it's 2-2. Bautista has 24 career home runs against the Orioles. He's hit 5 against them this season. Another ball that squirts out of the glove of Clevenger.
Well, he has fought back to make this 3-2 now. The runners are going to get a nice little head start. They're your RBI leaders.
3 of the top 5 in the American League right here in this Blue Jays lineup, and they hit back to back to back. Full count, 2 outs. There go the runners. Bautista takes ball 4. A bases loaded walk. RBI number 112 for Bautista.
You know, and that's the thing about Jose. You see that his RBIs are behind Josh Donaldson because they're not going to pitch to him. They're going to try and throw 3-2 breaking balls. And to his credit, he'll pass that baton. He'll take the walk. He'll also take the RBI right there. But he'll give Edwin Encarnacion his share of RBIs.
So Revere now at third, Donaldson at second, and Bautista with the walk is at third.
We were talking earlier about a 4-seam fastball right down the middle. You can't put her on a tee better than that for Edwin. That was off of Chris Tillman, and he sent it way back to left field. That's home run number 36 on the season for Edwin. Got to come to him now, doesn't he? No place to put him.
He was trying to hit one deep into the seats. Encarnacion has 9 career Grand Slam home runs. He's got 36 homers for the season. And he, like Bautista, has hit a lot of home runs against the Orioles. He has 29 career homers, and he skies this one. Behind third base, Manny Machado drifting just on the edge of the infield, makes the catch, and Encarnacion pops out. The Blue Jays leave the bases loaded, but they score 2 in the 4th. They've taken a 4-0 lead from Marcus Stroman.
Looking for a better way to get dirt and grime off outdoor surfaces? Choose the 2-in-1 Ultimate Water Broom. It's a push broom with powerful water jets to clean as you sweep. PVC bristles scrub debris loose, and the water jets wash it away. It's great for eliminating mold and mildew, and the telescopic handle helps with extended reach. For better outdoor cleaning, give surfaces a 1-2 punch with the Ultimate Water Broom. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Since 1961, Pearl Vision has provided the neighborhood with expert eye care. That was Dr. Stanley Pearl's vision, and we still proudly carry on his legacy. Today, doctors like Lisa Hamilton perform eye exams that can help detect diabetes, Because we care for you and your eyes. This is genuine eye care in your neighborhood. This is Pearl Vision.
Dear Mr. Lundquist, I am 8 years old, and you are my favorite goalie because I love your mask. And because you are such a great player, Mr. Tavares. When I play hockey Saturdays, I score lots of goals. Just like you, Jonathan. I think you are the best player in the NHL, maybe ever.
P.S. Good luck Saturday night. I'll be cheering hard for you. Cool. Oh, I even spelled my last name right.
Can't make it to the game? Well, the new Sportsnet app has you covered. Keep up to speed with everything Blue Jays. Don't miss a pitch with our in-depth live game tracker. Plus the latest news, videos, and interviews on Canada's team. Download the new Sportsnet app today. Buck, I think a lot of people that are Blue Jays fans did in fact make it to the game. I would say more Blue Jay fans here than Oriole fans.
I think you're right. And of course, this was scheduled as a game last night. It was rained out, and that prompted the double header here today. So Blue Jay fans are here to see their Blue Jays, so they don't care when the game starts. And there are a lot of them in the house.
You think they got the memo that tomorrow's game is going to start at noon?
Tomorrow's game will start at noon, which was announced this evening because of the impending problems with the weather. Chris Davis goes after the first pitch. Davis was a strikeout victim in the first. Blue Jays have a 4-0 lead. Strike two.
Boy, look at that comeback two-seamer. That's just a pitch that he started throwing last year.
A 3-pitch strikeout of Davis. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell.
All right, Buck, the Twins are going to need some help to get into the wild card position, but they're doing their part right now against the Cleveland Indians. A bases clearing double by Torrey Hunter has Minnesota on top 5-0 in the 4th inning.
Minnesota is hanging in there in that AL wild card race at the start of play tonight. They're game and a half back of the second wild card position. Minnesota finishing up their series in Cleveland. And they have a 10-6 advantage over the Indians. And then they will play Kansas City to wrap up their season. Kansas City is on the road to finish up their season.
They have to the problem is they have to jump over 2 teams. This late in the season with as few games left to play, jumping over multiple teams makes it almost impossible.
Well, the thing that's really interesting about it is the Angels and the Rangers are going to play a 4-game series beginning tomorrow night down in Arlington. And that could eliminate one of them from the contest. Matt Wieters strikes out. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Marcus Stroman.
You know, it looked like that two-seam fastball again. That ball's going to come back towards the plate as a left-handed batter. You think the ball is going to be inside, and watch the movement on this pitch. Here it comes right back in the middle. And that's something that Marcus does. I mean, he tinkers, he plays around, he goes around and talks to guys. Hey, how did you hold your pitch right there? Show me what you did there. He's always trying to improve himself.
Pete Walker has talked about that a lot, how he's an experimenter. He will throw a two-seam fastball with 3 or 4 different grips to see which one is the most effective. This is Jonathan Scope. Bounces that sinker down the third baseline. David Price getting ready for the half inning to begin. He puts on his Marcus Stroman glove. Takes his glasses off. He knows it's going to be a violent return to the dugout of Marcus Stroman.
And that's the reason why he puts his glove on. A couple of starts ago, Marcus was so excited after coming in one of the innings. He slapped David Price so hard, giving him a high five, that he hurt his hand. And notice the hand that David uses to shake with?
Yeah, it's not his pitching hand.
Not his pitching hand, exactly.
There's a fly ball driven deep to right. Bautista's on the run, and he's not going to get it. Jonathan Scope is headed for second. He'll stop there with a 2-out double. That ball just kept carrying to the alley in right center, and Bautista just couldn't catch up to it.
That ends a streak of 5 straight Orioles set down by Marcus Stroman, 4 of them by strikeouts. 2 strikes. Jonathan Schoop's got a breaking ball down and away. He's got some power the other way. He's got 15 home runs. Sends that ball to a deep part of the ballpark for extra bases.
Steve Clevenger had a base hit through the right side of the infield to start the second. And Stroman jumps ahead. Marcus has 6 strikeouts through 3 2/3. He struck out Manny Machado to end the 3rd. Chris Davis to start the 4th, and Matt Wieters after Davis. 3 in a row. Machado, Davis, and Wieters. Pretty good hitters.
We were talking about experimenting and what Marcus will do. He'll also get a feel for a pitch in a game, and if it's working for him, he'll stay with it. Last game, his changeup was pretty good, but his slider was exceptional. And he kept using it to those left-handed batters of the New York Yankees, and they just couldn't hit it.
That gets away from Martin, and Schoop's going to move to 3rd. Russell thought he had it in his glove and was surprised when he looked in there and he didn't have the baseball, so Schoop moves over to 3rd base.
Slider down and in. You're right. Russell thought he had that ball in the mid of, but it bounced off his glove.
Wild pitch charge to Stroman. 3 1, 2 outs. Boy, that leg movement really challenging for a hitter. You see the ball 4-6 inches off the plate, then it catches the corner. Steve Pearce is on deck. Clevenger will take ball 4. That's the second walk issue, but it's walk number 2 issued by Stroman. So now it'll be interesting to watch this first pitch, and Steve Pearce has got some power, and he's very aggressive on the first pitch.
Yeah, he'll be swinging, especially with runners on base right here, so you got to make a good pitch. Struck him out last time looking.
2 outs, runners at 1st and 3rd. And ball looked like it caught the bottom of the strike zone. Look out, Ryan Flaherty. He was on deck, and that check swing foul came zipping past him. They're able to get out of the way. Bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays lead 4-0. Ground ball, Donaldson. Second to end the inning. Jonathan Schoop forgot how many outs there were. He was standing at 3rd. So Stroman strands 2 more. The Orioles have left 4. David Price all set for Marcus Stroman. Blue Jays have a 4-0 lead. Now time for Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zaun.
And Buck, when Stroman struck out Chris Davis for the 2nd time, Greg, you looked at me and said, that was gorgeous.
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that?
I love the way he's using his pitch combinations on Chris Davis. There's no secret where you pitch the guy. First AB, you're going to get a strikeout right here, 3-2. Gorgeous slider on the back foot. That's where you throw the slider to a left-handed power hitter. Back foot. They can't do anything with it. But what are you going to do to keep him honest? Run the 2-seamer back to the corner. Absolutely gorgeous. And then, you know what? Let me just go ahead and abuse you some more. Throw that back foot slider again. I mean, just gorgeous, gorgeous game planning and excellent, excellent execution.
If they end up winning this game and clinching the East, the celebration will be on the field, and we will have all of it for you. So stay tuned following the ball game for that as we get you set for the 2nd game of the doubleheader. R.A. Dickey on the mound. We'll take a short break and send it back to Camden Yards right after this.
Rated everyone.
one limited edition bundle.
Eastside Mario's buy one, take one home free event is here. Dine in on one of 7 delicious entrees with all-you-can-eat super salad and garlic home loaf, and take on one of 4 signature pastas for free. Buy one, take one home free. Now until October 4th. Eastside Mario's. Hey, bada boom, bada bing.
Fans keep up with the baseball pennant races in true HD with MLB.tv. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 devices with MLB.tv Premium. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Every night on every device. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. And Buck, once the Blue Jays clinch, assuming that happens today, it'll now be a matter of seeing who they're going to play and whether or not they can win the American League outright.
Well, it sure is, and obviously first things first. As soon as they decide the division, then they'll start looking at the matchups, and I don't think anybody's going to set up a rotation till they know who they're going to play, outside of the big lefty being #1 no matter who they play.
Yeah, you have to look at who you're playing and where you'll be playing, and do you want this pitcher to pitch in this ballpark, or do you want him to pitch in that ballpark? There's all kind of decisions the Blue Jays brass is going to have to come up with.
This is Justin Smoke leading off the 5th. Pulled on the ground. Davis, the first baseman, will retire his counterpart. 1 out. Well, it's been a terrific second half of the season. If you look at the Blue Jays record, 41-14 over the last 55, and every aspect of their play has been impressive, and it's as good as anybody in baseball.
How about the run differential? Plus 129 for the Blue Jays over the last 55 games. ERA outstanding. Team batting average games. Everything has come together. There were also other games in there where they lost just 14. There were other games where they had the lead late. Every game seems to be very close, very tight game. 41-14. So that puts the Blue Jays record at that time at 50-51.
They are 46-19 since the All-Star break. And you know, everybody talks about the Blue Jays offense. Only the St. Louis Cardinals have a better earned run average since the All-Star break than the Blue Jays. 320 since the All-Star break for their pitching staff. Off the end of the bat, Machado waits at short. Long throw in time.
Pitching and defense, along with the great offense, but pitching and defense is going to win you a lot of games. And we have seen the improvement. David Price had something to do with that when he came over here.
Well, the Blue Jays starters for years were much maligned, and we've got to give them credit when they deserve it. Since the All-Star break, the Blue Jays starters are 36-10. 36-10. The next best team, the Cubs, are 28-14. Then the Dodgers are 31-17. The Cardinals are 31-17. The Blue Jays are best in baseball. They're starters since the All-Star break. It's been a great mix. Ryan Goins having a perfect day at the plate. RBI single in the second, a bunt single, and a run scored in the 4th.
Where you pick up David Price, it just makes everybody around him so much better, doesn't it? Everybody fits into their slot, if you will.
Alex Anthopoulos with his wife Christina here, enjoying this atmosphere, possibly clinching their first division title since '93. And you know what? Christina, Alex's wife, she has heard about all the disappointments, and now at least she gets to share in the joy of Alex and his staff winning their first division championship. It's a terrific opportunity for all of them. And you know what? They've taken their criticism, and they have really done a great job of sticking to their plan. And they shifted gears a bit at the end of last season.
Started saying, okay, the guys we're going to acquire, they have to fit into what we're trying to do here. They've got to be able to fit into this clubhouse. Be good players, yes, but they have to be good teammates. And I think that came to fruition. The heat that Alex took when everybody said you got to go out and get Jonathan Papelbon. Well, look what happened this past week in Washington.
Wow. Sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make. 3-2 to Goins. Drilled into the alley in right center. Goins is going to send this one all the way to the warning track. He is headed for second. His third hit of the afternoon. A terrific game for Ryan Goins.
He got the Blue Jays an RBI single his first time up, and then he had a 2-strike bunt single and came around to score. That was in the 4th inning. And now with 2 outs, watch this 3-2 breaking ball, stays right with it. Ever since he has made those changes to his batting stance, you can see how he's under control. His swing is a lot shorter. It's level. He's going through the baseball instead of getting underneath it. And there's another extra base hit for Ryan Goins.
A 2-out double. Kevin Pillar. Kevin 0 for 2 so far. Steve Clevenger out to talk to Jason Garcia. Pillar has a 6-game hit streak at stake. He's 13 for his last 22. Over 500.
Just a matter of time. You know, you spend your time in the big leagues. There's a period where you're going to adjust. You're going to have to adjust to big league pitching. When Kevin first came up here a couple of years ago, it looked like he wanted to hit everything. He would start swinging when he was leaving the on-deck circle. But now he is under control as Mike Wright has gotten up in the bullpen and is now throwing for the Orioles. Kevin's a little bit more relaxed at the plate.
Chopper toward third. That's a fair ball, bobbled by Flaherty. Goins moves to third. It should be an infield hit for Pillar. And that will extend his hit streak to 7 straight games.
Yeah, I don't know if they were going to be able to throw out Pillar even if he handles that ball cleanly. He was playing deep. The ball is just chopped right out in front of home plate. Here comes Ryan Flaherty, who is playing third base. Takes a tricky hop on him. But again, even if he comes up with it with the speed of Kevin Pillar, he might have beaten that one out. Right off the heel of the glove. And it is an infield hit.
So runners at the corners for the number 9 hitter, Darwin Barney. Barney drew a 2-out walk in the 4th, came around to score. Darwin made a terrific defensive play in the 2nd inning, starting a 4-6-3 double play on a hot shot off the bat of Ryan Flaherty.
Yeah, and we talked about that. How about the turn, though, by Ryan Goins on that double play? Remember, he was in the shift.
Little chopper to the third base side of the mound. Garcia takes it and throws it past Davis. Goins is in to score. Pillar is going to be stopped at third as Garcia, now he airmails it. It goes in the dugout. Another run's going to score. Boy, the Orioles playing very poorly on defense today, and a team that takes pride in their defensive skills. And because that ball was thrown from an infielder out of play, Barney will come all the way around to score.
Yeah, and Darwin had already been at, he was already at second base. So it's 2 bases from the base that you were at. So Darwin Barney will circle the bases on a comebacker to the pitcher. Very uncharacteristic of the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, and in the air by Garcia allowed Barney to reach, and then they threw it all over the diamond. And Skipper's not too pleased about the way things have gone here today. This ball is a short hop to Davis, but he just never stayed down on it. Ben Revere had a single his last time up. He now has 54 hits since August 21st. That's tied for the most in the majors.
It's right around the time that they put him back in that leadoff spot, and he has just taken off.
He drives this one to the alley in left center, and that's going to get down. Splits the outfielders. Revere is headed for second. So give Revere 55 hits since August 21st. And Buck Showalter quickly out of the dugout. He's seen enough. Garcia's day will come to an abrupt end here in the 5th, as Ben Revere gets his 2nd hit off Jason Garcia. The Orioles commit 2 errors on the Barney comebacker to the mound, and the Blue Jays have taken a 7-0 lead.
This is a coast-to-coast thing. A nation turned blue. United, loyal, loud. No matter where you live, you're part of the home team. So now is the time to come together and ride the 97-mile-per-hour chase. Blue is not just the color we wear, it's the color we bleed. Sportsnet, home of everything Blue Jays.
Now is the best time to update your walls. Buy 1 can of Dulux paint and get 1 free. Offer ends October 11th. Find a store near you at dulux.ca.
Doesn't need your help until he does. 3 cylinders, 50 horsepower. Go bold, go powerful, go Gator.
The all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Big right-hander Mike Wright into the game. Maybe the 3rd Oriole pitcher to work here this afternoon, and it has been a rough day for the Orioles. They trail 7-0 and have committed 3 errors.
3 errors after coming into this game with just 73, the fewest in the American League. Mike Wright, 11 games this year. 9 of them have been starts. There's his numbers, 3 and 5 with a 623 earned run average. Lefties have had their way against him, hitting over 300. Buck Showalter cannot be happy with what he has seen this afternoon here in Game 1.
Now it's a sloppy game for sure, and they had another potential error in the first inning that was overturned by video review. Josh Donaldson bats with a runner in scoring position. Donaldson has popped out, singled, and walked. Takes a first pitch strike. High fly ball deep to right. Parra on the run, looking up off the wall. Revere's around third. He's coming in to score. Donaldson stands up at second with an RBI double. Donaldson, RBI number 123, double number 41. He's got 41 doubles to go along with 41 homers.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't have to pull the ball to hit the ball out of the ballpark. That ball was driven the other way. Stayed back on it nicely. It's a high wall in right field. Fastball over the middle, that inside-out swing that we have seen from Donaldson, a long way to right field. And he will trade places with Ben Revere at second base. Blue Jays have now scored 4 runs this inning.
8-0 Blue Jays. Two outs. Jose Bautista had a bases loaded walk in the 4th. He's 0 for 2 with that walk. 2-1, 2 outs. Blue Jays scored 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 4 here in the fifth to take a commanding 8-0 lead.
That's how you want to do it, don't you? When you've got one game to win the American League East, you don't want to make it a nail biter.
Nope. A clinching situation for sure. Nobody's going to get ahead of themselves, obviously, and it's been such a long time coming that everybody is just kind of playing out the string.
And playing hard, too. Josh Donaldson, he was thinking about going to third base on that ball to right field. I don't think there is but one way to play this game, according to Josh Donaldson, and that's hard.
And Bautista, his second walk of the ball game. 6 walks issued by the Oriole pitchers so far this afternoon, and we're just in the 5th.
And this is another bat-around inning for the Blue Jays. They left the bases loaded last inning after Edwin popped up, and now he's got a chance to drive in some more runs.
Two outs, Edwin Encarnacion. He's walked twice. The Blue Jays trying to win the division. There have been 5 different teams win the division over the last 6 seasons. That's how evenly matched this division is. Last year, the Orioles won the division with 96 wins. In 2013, it was Boston.
And didn't both of those teams celebrate after beating the Blue Jays to win the division?
Blue Jays have watched both the last 2 division champs celebrate after their games.
And then they had to sit there and watch that. Don't you think that was a burning memory? All winter long, getting ready for this baseball season.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not a bad thing to see other teams celebrate. If you're a young player, you get an excitement about that's what we want to do one day. The Yankees won back-to-back divisions in 11 and 12, and Tampa Bay won the division in 2010. And Duquette in the tie. He is the general manager of this team. It's certainly been a disappointing season for the Orioles. They have 76 wins, 20 fewer than they had a year ago when they won the division.
Lots of changes in Buck Showalter's team from last season. They lost a lot of offense. And Nelson Cruz and Nick Markakis, free agents who didn't sign back here. And they got some decisions to make this offseason on some free agents.
They have more free agents pending, and another guy that's just missing from this mix from a year ago, Andrew Miller, the big closer that signed as a free agent. Chris Davis is a free agent after this year. Just a lot of decisions to be made. Andrew Jones is out with back spasms, and this really stings if you have been to the postseason and you know you're not going. Blue Jays haven't seen Wei-Yin Chen pitch lately. They keep the left-hander away from him, but it doesn't make any difference. The Blue Jays are pounding on righties. It'll be another full count pitch. There are 2 outs. Donaldson is at second. Bautista is at first. They'll be on the move, and the Orioles have pitched from behind all afternoon.
3 walks for Gonzalez. Garcia had a couple walks. Mike Wright has faced 2 batters, given up a double and a walk. And he's a pitch away from walking another batter.
There go the runners. Swinging a drive deep to center field. Lowe is back, looking up at the track, and he makes the catch. Another hard hit ball. And the Blue Jays leave 2 more here in their half of the 5th. They've scored 8 runs on 9 hits. Russell Martin got it started. Ryan Goins is 3 for 3. And Ben Revere 2 more hits this afternoon. They haven't hit a home run, and they've scored 8.
It's a classic AFC North battle.
Big hit.
Now fierce rivals clash again. Thursday Night Football, Ravens Steelers on Sportsnet 1 and City.
Oh, it's not them. It's the room. It's stuck in 1986.
Oh.
Life Improvement by Deluxe.
Introducing the all-new Scion IM. Well-equipped and ready for anything. Scion IM. Always ready.
That bumper's not going anywhere. We could just have more tape. Gorilla tape, of course.
Gorilla Tape's double-thick adhesive and rugged outer shell is 3 times thicker for a hold that lasts for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Now is the best time to update your walls. Buy 1 can of Dulux paint and get 1 free. Offer ends October 11th. Find a store near you at dulux.ca.
Find your game at sportsnet.ca/schedule.
One team, one nation, one store. J-Shop is Canada's official team shop for your Toronto Blue Jays, bringing together the largest selection of Blue Jays products anywhere. Visit us online at jshop.ca. Buck, it is 8-0 now, so I think there's a very good chance we will see some new items on store at J-Shop tomorrow, some that say American League East champions.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good assumption there, Barry, and I think now with this 8-0 lead, as we get to the bottom of the 5th, we can kind of look back, and the Blue Jays have not celebrated a division championship since '93, and Marcus Stroman has a chance to become the youngest starting pitcher in a clinching game in franchise history. Stroman, 24 years old, 4 months and 29 days here on the 30th of September. Pat Henkin was the youngest up until this start by Stroman. Henkin pitched the clincher in '93 in Milwaukee when he beat the Brewers 2-0. Henkin was 24 years old, 10 months and 14 days old. His clincher came on September 27th of '93. Blue Jays have had 5 division clinching games in their history. Of course, Doyle Alexander pitched the first one, October 5th, 1985, the final Saturday of the season at Exhibition Stadium. He beat the Yankees. There's a good changeup, and Flaherty just got a piece of it. Alexander pitched a complete game 5 hitter in that clinching game. And that still is the best record for a team in franchise history. That '85 team won 99
games that year. Would that make him the oldest? If Marcus is the youngest, would that be the oldest?
Doyle was 35 years old, 1 month and 1 day old. Tom Candiotti was 34 years old in '91. He pitched the clincher in '91. That was against the Angels. And there's strike 3 call. Flaherty called out on the fastball strike. That's 7 strikeouts for Stroman.
7 of them this afternoon. 3 of them taking because of pitches like this. Watch this ball come right back on the inside part of the plate. Lefty's given up on that one. Marcus picks up another strikeout. I remember that game you were just talking about, the Angels in '91. Joe Carter won that game.
That may have been the most exciting clincher of them all. Carter had an infield hit, and Robbie Alomar had reached on an error, got the second on the throwing error that allowed Devon White to tie it up. And then Alomar stole third, and that created some problems for the Angels.
Yeah, brought the infield in. It was against Brian Harvey, if I remember, and Joe got jammed on a ball and just lifted it out into the outfield for a soft single.
That's cued off the end of the bat. Stroman doesn't have a play. David Lowe with an infield hit, a swinging bunt up the third baseline. Stroman hustled off the mound, but he had no chance to make a play. Lowe runs too well.
Yeah, and no need to do something extraordinary here with an 8-run lead. It's the last thing you want to do. Marcus is such a good athlete. He came off that mound thinking he was going to make that play, but it's better just to pick that ball up, put it in your glove, and pitch to the next batter.
This would be the second clinching game the Blue Jays have played on the road. The Henkin game in '93 was played in Milwaukee. And Pat, it's easy to forget the impressive lineup the Blue Jays threw out on that field in '93. Paul Molitor hit a home run at the top of the second inning to give the Blue Jays a 1-0 lead. Molitor was hitting 6th in the lineup.
6th. And how many Hall of Famers were in that lineup?
There were 3 Hall of Famers in the lineup that day. They clinched September 27th of '93. Ricky Henderson was leading off. Devon White in the second spot. Robbie Alomar, another Hall of Famer, hit 3rd. Then Carter Olerud and Molitor in the 6th spot. He was a Hall of Famer, of course. There's a drive to right. Bautista is back. He hasn't.
You know, the bottom 3 of that lineup weren't too shabby either.
Tony Fernandez, Ed Sprague, and Pat Borders. And Borders would end up being the MVP in the World Series.
For '92. Right. That's right. Now, does that offense that you just talked about remind you of another one?
This team is a lot like that, isn't it?
That's right. That's what I think.
You look at this team, the power they have, the quality hitters they have, the middle of the order. Line drive, Barney with a nice play. Darwin Barney, 2 fine defensive plays here this afternoon. He started the double play in the second, and here he takes a line drive base hit away from Manny Machado. Skies and leaps to end the inning. 8-0 Blue Jays as we head to the 6th.
This changes everything. With best-in-class towing, payload, and gas fuel efficiency, Ford F-150 is the future of tough. F-Series, Canada's best-selling truck line for the last 49 years.
Greetings, Stu. I'm the Wyndham Rewards Wizard. I don't travel enough to earn anything.
Yes, you do. Let me show you.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Are we in the future?
No, you made this happen. And now you got all the breakfast you can eat.
Yeah! Waffles!
3,000 points plus some cash gets you a night at thousands of hotels. Sign up at WyndhamRewards.ca today.
I'm an insurance broker, one of 35,000 across Canada. I live in the same community as my clients, and I know them by name, not a policy number. Having their best interests at heart, I find the right insurance for them from a choice of the best insurance companies. I look after them, and if they ever have to make a claim, I am there on their side, so they can sleep easy.
Your best insurance is an insurance broker.
Welcome back to Camden Yards, and with this being a doubleheader and the second game starting approximately 30 minutes after the first, the Blue Jays find themselves in a bit of an awkward situation, assuming they hold on to win this game. There will be a few minutes to celebrate on the field that they have clinched the American League East, but there will not be the traditional party in the clubhouse. In fact, that is going to be held off until after Game 2. Now, this is not going to be an easy thing to do, Buck, because all of the regulars are going to be sitting in Game 2. But all the regular guys will also be sitting in the dugout. The main thing that they want to do is keep this team together. That's been one of the big keys. The hashtag Come Together moniker that they've had, they will celebrate as a group following Game 2.
Yeah, there's not a player on that team that would stay in the clubhouse as the rest of the team was playing, and that's the kind of guys they have now. So they're all going to enjoy it and hold off the celebration for a while. Justin Smoke hits it to Ryan Flaherty, who is playing him in the shift. Flaherty moved over from third base. It is a 5-3 putout, despite the fact that it was hit to the first base side of second.
You know, if they do hold on, and it looks like they will, that lineup for the second game should be very interesting. Blue Jays got a new player today.
Jonathan Diaz was added to this roster, possibly for that opportunity to put him in there. And John Gibbons talked about Diaz, said everybody knows Jonathan. He's with us in spring training, and he fits right in. This ball is hit a ton to right. Parr over in the corner and makes a terrific catch. That ball kept slicing away from Parr. The wind is blowing toward that right field corner. It took him right up against the wall. Remember, Donaldson had a double off that wall in the 5th. And Russell Martin watched this ball carry all the way up to the scoreboard in right.
Tim Leeper, the first base coach, got a good angle on that, and he's asking John Gibbons to take a look at this one, that maybe it hit off the wall, but on that replay, that's a heck of a catch right there from Parr. Snow coned it.
Boy, tremendous concentration for Parr in this game. They're down 8-0, and he stayed right with it. He didn't want anybody else to get another hit. Ryan Goins at the plate, and what a day he has had. Goins is 3 for 3. He's had a single, a bunt single, and a double. Tell me about your feeling about Goins at the plate right now. How much confidence does he have?
He just looks confident, doesn't he? You can make the adjustments like he did, and the Blue Jays did it the right way. He came up here, he was the backup infielder, so he had some time sitting on the bench. There's another hit. Sitting on the bench, and he went down to that batting cage with Brooke Jacoby, and they made some changes to his batting stance, and it has helped him immensely. To his credit, he took the coaching from those two right there, Eric Owens and Brooke Jacoby, and he's taken to a liking to this swing.
He couldn't touch that pitch first part of this season.
He pops it up.
He would swing over the top of it, pop it up, not even come close. That was a pretty good pitch, a sinker down and away. That's the second career 4-hit game for Ryan Goins. He had a 4-hit game last July 28th at Boston against the Red Sox. He went 4 for 5 in that game. So far this afternoon, he is 4 for 4.
He's hit the ball hard 3 times and then had a bunt single his second time up. Also, you know, he made the changes to his stance that we have talked about. He also made some changes where he sets up in the batter's box. The hitting coaches felt like he was a little bit too far off of the plate where he couldn't reach those outside pitches like that one right there. So they said, Ryan, get up on the plate just a little bit more so you can reach that sinker down and away from a right-hander, and look what happens. Slices it to left field for another hit.
Kevin Pillar had an infield hit up the third baseline. Part of that 4-run inning in the 5th. I think the biggest thing with Goins and Pillar both is, you're right, they are looking for strikes now.
And they take to coaching. I mean, nobody has this game figured out, right? You're young players at the major league level, so take the coaching and learn from it. They're there to help you to make you better players.
Pillar takes another walk.
Help is only 140 million miles away. The Martian. In theaters, October 2nd.
The bottom third of this Blue Jays lineup has been very effective all season long. And again today, this will be the 12th plate appearance for the bottom 3 in the order: Goins, Pillar, and Barney. They have reached base 8 times.
8 times out of 11 at-bats right now. You don't think the top of that lineup is licking their chops after these guys have been getting on base?
Darwin Barney behind 0-1. Pulled on the ground. Flaherty at third, goes to second, and Pillar made it close. 8-0, and Kevin Pillar is still playing it the right way. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th here in Baltimore. Marcus Stroman and the Blue Jays having a terrific day with a chance to clinch.
Your brand new car. That first real drive on your own. Just you, your Mazda 3, and the road. Light on its feet in the corners, and heavy on thrills in the curves. Pure driving nirvana. You are unstoppable. Well, almost. The Mazda 3 with exhilarating Skyactiv technology. Because driving matters.
Stop me. Together, bring home the worldwide phenomenon. Bigger and bolder. With over 45 minutes of exclusive content.
That's impressive.
Marvel's Avengers, Age of Ultron, on Blu-ray Friday, October 2nd, now on digital.
Visa Checkout is an easier way to pay online. With no payment and delivery info to fill out, you feel like you're one step ahead. Say hello to Visa Checkout. Visa, everywhere you want to be. Use Visa Checkout at pizzapizza.ca and your next pizza is free.
It's been a long time since the Blue Jays have clinched the AL East. It was 1993 the last time they did it. The top movie was Jurassic Park.
And this year, Jurassic World is the top-rated movie. Stanley Cup, the Montreal Canadiens do it. And how about Marcus Stroman in 1993 was just 2 years old when the Blue Jays were last in the playoff 21 baseball seasons ago.
Hard to fathom, man. It would end the longest drought for professional sports of the postseason absence. Marcus Stroman. I think it's very fitting and appropriate that Marcus Stroman, who was a #1 pick of the Blue Jays in 2012, gets the start here today. After being told his season was over in March, he tore his ACL in March in a fielding drill in spring training.
I remember that day like it was yesterday. You called me and you told me what happened, and I could tell the shock in your voice. And it was like, okay, well, the season is over as Chris Davis grounds out into the shift. But what a comeback for Marcus Stroman and the Blue Jays.
You know what? And he said it all along. And you know what? When you're not part of a team, and I can speak from experience, I broke my leg in '85 in the middle of that division championship season, and I was on an island. You're away from the club, and it's like you're not even part of it. Well, Marcus Stroman was in the same situation, and he kept saying, I'm coming back, I'm coming back. And the power of positive thinking certainly had to have something to do with it.
Yeah, he didn't sit around all summer, did he?
No, he didn't. He kept throwing. He kept his arm working. He threw even while he was rehabbing his knee. But he's a special young man, not only for his spirit and his athleticism, but because he can really pitch. Says Matt Wieters, and Wieters takes that breaking ball in the dirt.
And he never lost his confidence. You know, every time we saw him when he would come to Toronto and we'd visit with him on his bobblehead day, and there was also another time he had to come up there for an appearance. He was always very confident and very sure of himself.
And you can remember the great video we had that he tweeted across the country that showed him in class with his computer set up, monitoring the class, but at the same time his cell phone had the game on television.
Was that the David Price start, his first start with the Blue Jays?
And he apologized to his professor for not paying attention, but he goes, man, this is a special day. David Price is starting for the Blue Jays. Man, you're seeing some quality pitches from Stroman here this afternoon.
Yeah, the first inning it didn't look like he was on track, but now that breaking ball is starting to be put in a good spot.
3 up, 3 down here in the 6th. Marcus Stroman is shutting out the Orioles on 4 hits in the game that could clinch the AL East.
say, welcome to Alberta. I guess I'll see you in a few days. We'll talk then. See ya.
Are you ready? Winter is coming. It's time to protect your vehicle from its worst enemy with Crown, Canada's #1 rust protection. Crown's expert technicians apply an advanced formula to every area of your vehicle, helping it to last longer, look better, and maintain a higher resale value. Visit crown.com for a special offer and for the dealer nearest you. Crown. Protect, maintain, save.
It's 4 p.m. right now. Cindy and Roger both need to deposit a check by 5 p.m.
Now, it's Sydney's train is traveling at 89 kilometers an hour. And Roger's train is traveling at 92 kilometers an hour.
Then how happy is Sarah here that she banks with Tangerine?
Super happy.
It's that simple. Great rates, no unfair fees, and award-winning customer service. Tangerine. Forward banking.
Make your renovation a cut above during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
New pitcher in the game for the Orioles is the right-hander Steve Johnson, making his 6th appearance of the season.
Baltimore-born Steve Johnson, 5 games this year. His ERA is up over 3. He's only pitched in 4 1/3 innings. For Johnson has contract selected from AAA Norfolk September 1st when rosters expanded. So he spent most of the season down in the minor leagues. And he will get the top of the order for the Blue Jays as Ben Revere makes his way to the plate for his 5th plate appearance already.
Ben Revere with 2 more hits here this afternoon. He is the major league leader in hits since joining the Blue Jays. Since he came to the Blue Jays, he's done a terrific job. Ben Revere with 2 hits this afternoon now has 56 hits since August 21st. That's the most in the majors.
I looked it up when he first led off for the Blue Jays. It was exactly 1 month ago today. August the 30th is when John Gibbons took Ben Revere and put him in that leadoff spot and dropped Troy Tulowitzki down.
There's a strike. It's 1-1 to Ben Revere. Blue Jays have scored 8 runs on 10 hits. They've stranded 10 base runners. And the oddity of this game is that they haven't hit a home run. Bouncing ball. Davis will go to the bag and retire Ben Revere.
Well, if you're going to play in the playoffs, that might happen, where you're going to have to take what the pitcher gives you, like they have done this afternoon, and bunt guys along, or hit and run, or manufacture runs, because you're going to be running into great pitching.
This is Josh Donaldson. He's had 2 hits in 3 official at-bats. He's also walked. Steve Johnson into the ball game here to start the 7th. Johnson has a tie with the Blue Jays through his father. Steve's father is Dave Johnson, who does the pre- and post-game radio show here with the Orioles. He was a pitcher that in fact started the Blue Jays clinching game back in 1989, September 30th, on this same day in '89. And it was Dave Johnson who pitched for the Orioles, and he went 7 innings, held the Blue Jays to 2 hits and 2 runs. Jimmy Key started for the Blue Jays, and he was knocked out of that game in the 4th inning. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 8 hits and 3 earned runs. But the Blue Jays came back and scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th to take a 4-3 lead, and then everybody remembers the Terminator came in to wrap it up in the 9th.
Larry Sheets, was it Larry Sheets? He got him to finish that one off at then Sky Dome. First year they went in the Sky Dome, wasn't it? 1989.
Went in June of '89. Donaldson walks for a second time, and that has been a real problem for the Orioles here this afternoon. Too many base on balls.
That is 8 now for the Orioles in 7 innings. They had a 1-2-3 inning in the first. They haven't retired the Blue Jays in order since.
Miguel Gonzalez looked like he was headed for a good day. Jose Bautista has walked twice. He had a bases loaded walk in the 4th. Slow breaking ball is inside. It's 1-1. This is popped into right field. Parra over near the foul line. Bautista's retired. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. The Blue Jays took command of this game with 2 runs in the 2nd. They added 2 more in the 4th, and there's a deep drive to left. Encarnacion jumps on this pitch, and it is gone. Edwin Encarnacion, a 2-run home run, his 37th of the season. 2 more RBIs give him 108 as this trio of sluggers in the middle of the order continues to do damage.
So tough to get through Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion without getting scraped for a run. Edwin hit a home run here the other night on a 4-seam fastball, and that one from Steve Johnson looked like it was right over the middle of the plate. He's got a very good cutter. Cut fastball that's got some late movement to it. Edwin jumped all over that one.
The trio of Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion have now hit 117 home runs. That's more than the entire Atlanta Braves roster. 3 men doing the damage.
I mean, if they don't watch out, they might have 3 guys with 40 home runs.
How about that? They are the 2nd trio in franchise history as far as home runs in a single season. Jose Canseco, Carlos Delgado, and Sean Green hit 119. And this is a no-doubter. High and deep to left.
And the Blue Jays put up another 10 spot on an opposition. Wow.
Offensively, the Blue Jays' records continue to fall by the wayside. Smoke hits it into right. Scope has a strong arm in time to end the inning. But the Blue Jays get 2 more runs thanks to Edwin Encarnacion. His 37th home run of the season. A 2-run shot to left. The Blue Jays have a 10-0 lead.
Who says baseball is just a game?
It sparks dreams in the hearts of children.
It teaches them to set goals.
And provides an escape from tough circumstances.
Baseball builds confidence and resiliency.
It inspires teamwork.
It creates leaders.
And that's what baseball is all about.
Join Jays Care in making a difference in someone's life.
Come together to go beyond the ballpark. Visit BlueJays.com/JaysCare today.
This is iPhone 6s. Not much has changed, except it responds to the pressure of your finger. So you can peek into stuff. And pop stuff open, which changes how you play a song. Read a text. Read an email. Read the news. Wait, you read the news?
Yep.
Of course you do. Now you can change apps like this. Get into a concert like this. And the new color looks like this. It's rose gold. It's awesome. And Siri is more helpful than ever.
Hey Siri, show me photos of tortellini.
Here are some images of tortellini. Maybe get takeout? The camera shoots 4K video now, which changes how your movies look. Nice. Even selfies have changed. Now your screen is the flash. That's gonna get like 1 million likes.
Thanks.
Actually, photos themselves have changed. They move now. You just touch them. So yeah, that's what's changed.
Last September 16th, the Blue Jays were here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and Ryan Goins grounds out to first, and the celebration was on. The Orioles had won their first division title since '97, and the celebration was ongoing, and the Blue Jays had to sit and watch in their dugout. And now they have returned the favor as they are on the verge of clinching their first division title in a long time.
And there were some of those young players who said they sat around and watched some of the celebration going on, dreaming of one day that they can do the same thing. See how the other teams act and react. So Blue Jays have a chance to do that.
The chopper, Stroman off the mound. He'll flip to Smoke. One down.
Players will do that from time to time. I remember when Nolan Ryan threw the no-hitter against the Blue Jays. I was a fan. I stuck around and I stayed in the dugout and watched that. Nobody wants to be celebrated on, especially in your home ballpark.
No, but you know what? As a young player, I think it's a good thing to watch.
Yes.
To see the joy on the other team and what it means to win a championship, whether it's a division or a league championship series, a league pennant, or a World Series. That's what everyone strives for. So Marcus Stroman now has gotten an out here in the 7th. For Stroman, he's thrown just 84 pitches, and this becomes an interesting dilemma for John Gibbons.
It's a good dilemma. If you ask me, you know, what do you do with Marcus Stroman?
Pulled foul, as Steve Pearce may have clipped Russell Martin, the catcher, with that follow-through. Stroman, of course, making his 4th start since coming off the disabled list, his 4th start of the season. He has thrown 78, 96, and 95 pitches in his first 3 starts. He threw 7 innings in his last 2 starts, 7 against Boston, 7 against the Yankees. And now he's into the 7th here with 1 out. Now everybody wants to walk off the field with your team, but you have to consider where he is in his season.
I know what I would do. I mean, because the game is 10-0, I know what I would do.
You leave him out there?
For 9 innings? No. No. Assuming things remain the same and he gets through the 7th and then he's got to get through the 8th inning. How about the longest tenured Blue Jay pitcher finishing this game up?
Brett Cecil.
Brett Cecil.
Might be appropriate. He's a Maryland native and certainly has family in the seats. And there's a drive to left field. Ben Revere at the track, at the wall. And Steve Pearce has hit a home run. A solo home run with 1 out here in the 7th. The Orioles are on the board.
Looked like it might have been a high changeup for Marcus Stroman that he was just trying to get Steve Pearce to roll over. But Pearce got the elevated changeup right into that swing path. And he's strong enough just to get the ball up in the air. It's right down that left field line. One more time. Changeup, high changeup. And Pearce hits his 15th home run of the season.
It has been such a scoring drought for the Orioles. And there you see Pete Walker now with instructions to the bullpen. Dane Johnson, the bullpen coach, looking at his roster of relief pitchers. There's another dribbler as Barney comes in, clips it with his glove, and there's a three-man collision past the bag. Barney runs into the umpire. Flaherty runs into those two, and Flaherty tumbled to the ground, but everybody appears to be okay.
Darwin Barney with another very nice play. John Gibbons put him in at second base because he said Marcus Stroman throws a lot of ground balls. I want my best defenders out there. Here's a Gold Glove play right here. He knows he doesn't have time to transfer the ball. He just shovels it over there with his glove, and then watch after the play. There's the ump, and there's the base runner, all meeting at the same place at the same time.
David Lowe takes the strike. Lowe had a swinging bunt up the third baseline his last time up. He gets jammed, and Smoke will hurry to the bag. Marcus Stroman, in this clinching game for the Blue Jays, has allowed 1 run on 5 hits through 7 innings. A terrific 4th start of the season for Stroman.
Canada offers up some challenging country. That's why there's Jeep Cherokee. For the ups and downs, there's legendary 4x4 capability. When things are straight ahead, there's 7.7 liters per 100K. A select terrain system that seamlessly adapts to road or lack of road conditions, and when you get lost in its stunning beauty, sit back and enjoy the comfort of Napa leather. You have what you need to find your way back. This is the country. This is the Jeep. Jeep Cherokee.
Someone who can manage our economy. That's what we need in a prime minister.
Personally, I don't think Justin is ready to run an economy as complex as ours.
Justin's promising to run deficits. Deficits. He says deficits are good.
He might have good intentions, but his plans are going to leave us dead in our tracks.
Justin Trudeau ready to be prime minister? Maybe someday. It's not someday.
He's just not ready.
It's an important mission. You're the unanimous choice.
Tell me what happened.
The Russians got our spy pilot, and we got their spy with a head full of classified information. We want you to negotiate the swap.
You work for the CIA now.
That's swell.
On October 16th,
This is an act of war.
from director Steven Spielberg,
The next mistake our country's made could be the last one.
Tom Hanks,
Let's be clear. Nobody is safe.
Bridge of Spies, October 16th.
New pitcher in the ball game is Oliver Drake, the right-hander. He takes over here in the 8th inning.
Blue Jays had a chance to see Drake when the Orioles were back at Rogers Center. There are his numbers in 11 games. Spent most of the season down in the minor league. He's got a good fork ball. Little split finger fastball. He went 23 for 23 in save opportunities and had an ERA under 1 in AAA this season. A couple other defensive changes for the Orioles.
Christian Walker takes over at first base for Chris Davis. Paul Yanish at shortstop for Manny Machado. Machado's out of the ball game. And in right, Dario Alvarez takes over in right field for Gerardo Parra. Alvarez, one of the bright outfield prospects in the Orioles system. Russell Martin takes the first pitch strike. 10-1 Blue Jays. Russell Martin got it all started. He had the RBI double in the second part of a 2-run second inning. He and Ryan Goins with RBIs to give the Blue Jays a 2-0 lead, and they've never looked back. For Martin, that's his 75th ribbing of the season. Russell has set a new career high with 22 home runs this year. Now time for Drive of the Game, presented by the all-new 2016 Honda Pilot, proud partner and official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, the Blue Jays have hit one home run, but let's talk about what Ryan Goins has done this afternoon. He singled his first time up, and then this is a two-strike bunt for a base hit against the shift. And then this one right here drills this ball into the gap in right center field for extra bases. And then to top it off, he takes that ball the other way. 4 hits for Goins. He's already scored a couple of runs. He's got a chance now for a 5-hit game, something he's never done in the big leagues.
He's had 2 4-hit games. He's never had a 5-hit game. His average now at .251. It's been a steady climb for Ryan Goins. Goins in September, .235 average, but that'll be boosted by this 4-for-4 day, looking for his 5th hit. The last 5-hit game for the Blue Jays came on June 5th, 2012. Colby Rasmus in Chicago against the White Sox.
Wasn't he leading off that game?
He and Brent Laurie were up the top of the order. Laurie might have been leading off. Rasmus might have been hitting second, but they both moved up there and had great games.
Great games.
Those are a couple of names out of the past. It was a good strike. It's now 3-2. Remember, folks, this is the first game of a doubleheader. The second game will take place 30 minutes after the first, but it won't start before 7:05. But it looks like that's not going to be an issue. And you'll certainly want to stay tuned after game 2, as the Blue Jays, if they do clinch, will celebrate in a full-blown celebration.
And we'll have it for you. We'll have the cameras in the locker room, and we'll have Hazel and Barry and Shy and everybody down there reporting for you.
So make sure you stay tuned, and it'll be a terrific celebration. All the players will be involved, of course, and later tonight it'll be R.A. Dickey with an 11-11 record against the young right-hander Kevin Gausman at 3-7. That'll be game 2 following game 1, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. The Orioles have walked 9 Blue Jay batters today. And it has been a disappointing game, as the Orioles certainly didn't want the Blue Jays to celebrate on their field after they beat the Blue Jays to wrap up their division title a year ago.
We've seen it all year, though. Blue Jays taking what the pitching gives you. They're not going to throw it over. They're not going to swing at it until you do.
Coming into this game, the Blue Jays had a 91-65 record through 156 games. Of course, that's the same exact record they had in 1992 and 1993. Their World Series seasons. That's an excuse me hit, and when you're hot, you're hot. Kevin Pillar with a check swing single into right. His second hit of the day, another 2-for-4 afternoon for Pillar. He's extended his personal hit streak to 7 straight.
And when you're hot like that, you can't wait to get into that batter's box, because you know you just swing the bat, you got a chance to get a hit. You don't have to hit it hard. How about that? Excuse me. To right field for Pillar. And the Blue Jays are threatening once again.
Darwin Barney takes one inside. Goins Benz has been on base all 5 times he's come to the plate. Millar's been on base 3 times, and Darwin Barney's been on 3 out of the 4 times he's come to the plate today. Two and 0 to Darwin Barney. The Blue Jays, scoring 10 runs this afternoon, become the first team with 10 or more runs in 26 games during a season since the Braves and the Cardinals did it in 2003. 26 times they've scored 10 or more runs in a game.
And they do it today. They haven't hit but 1 home run. They've had 9 walks. They've got 12 base hits. They've left 10 runners on base. They've scored 10, and now, we talked about the Blue Jays setting all kind of records. They're within striking distance of most runs scored in a season.
That record was set in 2003. They scored 894 runs. That's going to be a foul ball. So with scoring 10 runs today, their season total is at 869. They're just 27 runs away from tying their franchise mark for runs in a season.
John Gibbons, he knows he's got a pretty good offense. They can beat you in so many different ways.
Barney strikes out. 2 down now. And that'll bring Ben Revere to the plate one more time. Revere will come to the plate for the 6th time. Ben's got 2 hits. He drove in a run in the 4th, doubled in the 5th. Bouncing ball. Giannis steps on the bag, and the inning is over. The Blue Jays will strand a couple of base runners. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 10-1 Blue Jays. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn.
All right, Buck, we get closer and closer to a division title. Sportsnet president Scott Moore came in and said, do you wish this was a little more dramatic? And then he finally realized this is the way they've been doing it all year by scoring 10 in a game. Incredible.
Yeah, I can't even count how many times they scored 10 this year. It's got to be some sort of a record.
26.
These guys, there you go. You know better than I do. It's been unbelievable. They've gotten contributions all up and down the lineup in a game today, and a great performance from Marcus Stroman again.
So the Blue Jays are rolling. If you have friends who might not be near a television, now would be a good time to pick up the phone or text them. Used to pick up the phone in '93. Now you can just text them. Let them know that something special is about to happen here as the Blue Jays are steamrolling toward an American League East title. We have complete coverage of the celebration on the field coming up as soon as it's over. Back to Baltimore right after this.
Everything that we thought he would be this afternoon. We talked about him in the opening. He's getting better and better. stronger and stronger as the season goes along, getting his innings in, and now here he is in the 8th inning. He still hasn't thrown 100 pitches.
He's been busy and good all afternoon. Dario Alvarez bounces out, and Marcus Stroman, he got into it early this afternoon.
Well, early on, I didn't think his breaking ball had the type of drop that we have seen in the past, but then he started getting it going. He started striking out the guys left and right. Now you're starting to see the depth of that breaking ball in the middle inning. He had a good comeback fastball right there as he freezes 3 of the batters that he has struck out this afternoon, and he only made one mistake. He left a changeup up to Stephen Pierce, and he hit a home run. And other than that, he has been under control. They have had just 2 base runners to third base other than that home run.
This is Christian Walker, the first baseman, who came in defensively. Top half of the inning, bounces this one foul. Marcus Stroman has pitched ahead all afternoon, got off to a little bit of a shaky start by Stroman's standards. Gave up a leadoff single and then 2-out walk, but he stranded 2 in that first inning, and then he was on the roll. He got a double play to end the second off the bat of Ryan Flaherty. A fine defensive play by Darwin Barney to start that double play. Barney made 2 more Red Star plays in the field, 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 7th. Strike 3 calls with his 8th strikeout of the afternoon.
Here's that comeback fastball that we were just showing you. Gets another one as the right-hander gives up on it. Walker watches that little two-seamer come back on him. It's almost like a left-handed slider as he paints that outside corner for another strikeout.
This is Paul Yanis, the shortstop. Marcus Stroman has been relatively calm this afternoon. We have seen him very animated throughout his starts. He's an emotional kid that shows a lot of emotion on his sleeve, but today he's been a little bit toned down, and he has gone about his business.
Maybe Mark Burley got to him. What do you think?
Well, Papa Burley, as Marcus calls him, has taken him under his wing. There's a good pitch on the outside, and you know, he does so many things with his pitches. His fastball, he cuts it, he sinks it, he throws it at different speeds, and he can do so many things. 2-2 pitch. Tapped foul by Yanis. Burley and Stroman couldn't be more opposite. But they have fed off one another, and Stroman certainly has sought out the veteran. Fly ball to right. Bautista backing up. Marcus Stroman, 3 up, 3 down in the 8th. Will go to the 9th. The Blue Jays anxious to celebrate the division title here in Baltimore.
The Nissan Rogue is perfect for road trips. No matter where you go, you'll travel with peace of mind. And it has plenty of room to bring along everything you need. The Nissan Rogue. Versatility where it matters most.
What's our Aeroplan? To watch her make friends wherever we go.
Mine is to stay close, even if we live far.
Our Aeroplan is to go back to where it all started.
You get one shot of this.
The Avengers.
Avengers are unstoppable.
It's impressive.
Let's finish the job.
Bring them home and watch them again and again.
I got no plans tomorrow night.
Marvel's Avengers: Age of Ultron on Blu-ray Friday, October 2nd. Now on digital.
Visa Checkout is an easier way to pay online. With no payment and delivery info to fill out, you feel like you're one step ahead. Say hello to Visa Checkout. Visa, everywhere you want to be. Use Visa Checkout at pizzapizza.ca and your next pizza is free.
Marcus Stroman, making his 4th start of the season, gets a big hug from his skipper after 8 innings, and that's going to be it for Marcus as he gets congratulations from all of his teammates. And Stroman, a #1 pick in 2012, hugs his catcher Russell Martin for another job well done. He's going to improve to 4-0 in the month of September. And this is a special time for the homegrown Blue Jays. The guys that have been in the minors for their entire career. They come up here and they own this team, and they know that this is part of something special that they hope will continue for years and years. The guys that have grown up together.
Pilar and Goins and Stroman and Sanchez and Osuna. You can see the emotion that Pilar and Stroman have after he was taken out of the ball game. Blue Jays on the verge of winning their first AL East championship in 22 years.
This is Jorge Rondon making his 10th appearance of the season. He comes in to face Donaldson, Bautista, Encarnacion. The good news is the pitcher you're pitching. The bad news is you got these 3 guys. Donaldson 2 more hits this afternoon. Josh's average at 300. His double in the 5th gave him 41 doubles to go along with 41 homers. He's got 83 extra base hits for the season. Marcus Stroman, a job well done. Will go inside quickly, change his sweatshirt, and come right back out. He's not going to miss a moment of this.
Not at all. You start off in spring training and you work day after day after day to get to this moment right here.
High fly ball. David Lowe in center field. Donaldson is retired. Well, it's only fitting that Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion have all driven in runs here today. In the clinching game in the AL East, Donaldson had an RBI double in the 5th. Bautista had a bases-loaded walk in the 4th, and Edwin Encarnacion with a 2-run home run in the 7th. The big boys came through. One to Bautista. That's fouled off Kerwin Danley. That hit him hard. He got rocked and he lost his balance, and Richie Bancells, the longtime trainer for the Orioles, will come over to attend to the home plate umpire. So much concern about concussions with umpires, just like players, and that one hit him square on that mask, and that rocked him back on his heels.
Yeah, Steve Clevenger, the catcher, watch him hold him up. This one hit him flush square right in the mask. Sent him back.
Clevenger did a good job of trying to catch him and hold him up so he wouldn't fall down, and now they're going to give him a towel, see if he can gather himself. Looks like he's going to be okay. Clevenger going back to home plate. But the umpires, they get exposed to those foul tips, and he's okay. And Encarnacion gives him some support.
You say to Jose, stop it. Hit the ball out into the field. Quit hitting it straight back into my mask.
Now it's a 2-2 count to Jose Bautista. Jose 0 for 3 with a pair of walks. Full count. Encarnacion will be next. Swinging a drive deep to left field. Jose Bautista. Home run. Home run number 40 for Jose Bautista. What a nice capper to his day. For Bautista, that's his 25th career home run against the Orioles. And his 11th here at Camden Yards.
I was watching the TV the other day, and Carlos Gonzalez hit his 40th home run, making he and Nolan Arenado the first teammates to have 40 home runs this season. Well, with that one right there, Jose Bautista joins Josh Donaldson in the 40 home run club.
Third time in Jose's career he's hit 40 or more home runs, a terrific benchmark. The two-time home run champ goes deep here in the ninth. Encarnacion drills this one to center. That'll get down in front of Lowe.
Well, Jose got the count back to 3-2, and then it looked like Rondon threw him a slider, and it just hung over the middle of the plate. And Jose, how many times have we seen him lift that leg, recognize that slider, and then do some damage? That is a line drive over the 364 sign in left center field. What a season Jose has put together.
That's his 35th home run against right-handed pitching. 35 of his 40 home runs have come against righties. It's interesting how managers will set up the rotation to avoid pitching lefties against him, but all three of these sluggers wear out a right-handed pitching. What a way to celebrate. 11-1 Blue Jays.
Tell you what, you can see a lot of happy smiles and a lot of happy faces in that dugout for the Blue Jays with a 10-run lead in the ninth inning in a clinching game. A little bit better than a 2-1 game, huh?
A little bit better. Everybody can enjoy every moment of this. 2-0 to Smoke. He drives it to left field. Left fielder is back. Smoke has gotten deep. 2-run home run for Smoke. His 18th. Two-run homers here in the ninth.
Justin Smoke showing off some power the other way. Fastball from Rondon. He gave up a home run on a slider. That time he challenges Smokey, and Smokey delivers.
Justin Smoke has become a fan favorite in the Big Smoke, Toronto. Bautista with a solo home run with one out, and now Smoke a 2-run shot. Justin's 18th home run of the season.
He's closing in on 60 RBIs with that 2-run home run.
Russell Martin.
Take a look at that swing one more time. Fastball going away, stays right with it. Drilled that ball to left field, and Junior Lake, who was out there in left field, just ran out of real estate. Ball just kept carrying. And remember back in spring training, we talk about making adjustments. It was Brooke Jacoby who went to Justin Smoke and said, Justin, you've got a power stroke. Get the ball in the air. Figure out a way to get that ball elevated. You're going to hit a lot of home runs. And now he has hit 18 and very few at bats.
59 RBIs for Smoke. .59 RBIs, a new career high for Justin Smoke. Career highs up and down for many of these Blue Jay players.
He's done all of that, but under 300 at bats, and you got to figure his GM's pretty happy about that. And that shot of Alex Anthopoulos and his wife Christina. Under 300 at bats, 18 home runs, and right around 60 RBIs.
He's 1 for 5 today, so he has 291 at bats, 18 homers, and 59 ribbies. So Martin fouls it straight back.
You know, you multiply that out over a full season, that's 35 and 120. Not too shabby.
(13-1). The Blue Jays, with 13 runs, have now scored 870 runs. It is 24 shy of their franchise record. Martin chops it foul. Troy Tulowitzki, Barry Davis told us earlier, Tulowitzki is planning on going to Florida tomorrow to get some at-bats against live pitching during the Florida Instructional League. The Blue Jays have Instructional League going on.
If they didn't move that game from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock, he was going to stay here and face some pitching here, but Blue Jays are going to play at 12 o'clock tomorrow. Probably won't hit on the field, so Tula's going to go down and get that stroke going.
Well, Marcus Stroman goes 8 innings today. He allows just 1 run. Marcus Stroman now has the lowest career September ERA for a Blue Jays starting pitcher in team history. 4 starts, he's got a .217 earned run average.
Pitching in some clutch games, huh? In the month of September.
Ryan Goins has been on base 5 times, 4 hits and a walk. And that man right there, Alex Anthopoulos, should be very proud of his ball club and what they have done, and proud of his staff for putting together this team.
Did you hear what the fans were cheering to him? They were saying, thank you, Alex, for all the great trades he made at the trade deadline. You know, it wasn't just Alex. You can see him acknowledging the fans right there. It was his staff. I mean, they put in some long, long hours in the scouts, his advisors, his baseball people.
And Alex has everyone there with him to share in the excitement of this. Perry Manishin on his right, Andrew Tinish, Dana Brown, Tony LaCava, who's been interviewed for some GM jobs. Goins with his 5th hit, a career high for Ryan Goins. That's the first 5-hit game for the Blue Jays since 2012. Little extra celebration for him after this game.
Feeling pretty good at the plate. It's a very simple approach at the plate. Fastball away, just stay on top of it, stay through it, don't get underneath it. The fastball right there, watch how he gets through it and not under it. Slashes the ball the other way. He's been on base 6 times.
Yeah. 5 hits and a walk. Kevin Pillar, he's got a couple of hits. He's 2 for 4. You know what? You start to look at their averages now, and all of a sudden, Pillar's hitting 274. Goins hitting 253. Legitimate numbers now as they're getting regular playing time.
I just like the approach that you see at the plate. Professional at bats.
Ball inside, and Russell Martin will stay put. Goins was headed towards second, but saw that Martin stopped. 13 runs on 16 hits. It mirrors the season the Blue Jays have had. And Marcus Stroman, what a return to the rotation.
Everybody contributing. That's the mirror right there. Offense, defense, pitching. He knows he's on TV.
2-2 now. Still just 1 out. 3 runs in this inning. To finish up on the Stroman note, his 217 earned run average in the month of September. Doyle Alexander was 218. Roy Halladay 246. Tom Underwood 271 and Chris Carpenter 291. That's the top 5 September ERAs in franchise history. Of course, the late Tom Underwood, who has passed away, was part of the Blue Jays early on. Mark Burley has won 14 games. Jose Bautista has hit his 40th home run here this afternoon. R.E. Dickey will pitch in game 2. He's had a great second half to the season. He is 8-1 since the All-Star break. On the ground, base hit to left. Russell Martin will stop at third. Kevin Pillar. Now after Lake missed the ball, Martin comes in and slides in. And Martin said, you know what, I gotta go. He dropped the ball. It's behind him. I can't make a travesty out of this thing. And he didn't want to come in.
Teams will do that when they're up like this. They'll play at 1 base at a time, but after will probably be another error, the 4th error of the afternoon for the Baltimore Orioles. Russell Martin says, I got to take it.
Yeah, you just have to go there as the ball was behind the left field. 14-1, Darwin Barney. Barney has been a big contributor primarily with his glove this afternoon, but he's also walked and scored a pair of runs. Not exactly the effort Buck Showalter was hoping for from his team at the start of this doubleheader. There's a base hit to left. Goins is going to come in to score as Barney picks up an RBI. Buck Showalter pops out of the dugout. He's going to have to make a pitching change. Jorge Rondon can't get anybody out. Barney an RBI single. That's his first RBI since joining the Blue Jays. So the Blue Jays in total command, 15-1. There's just 1 out in the top of the 9th, and the Orioles are going to make a pitching change. What a day to celebrate. The offense has taken over.
Take that feeling of your first sweater
that feeling of belonging, being mentored by a coach and turning teammates into lifelong friends. Take that feeling and multiply it by 1,000,000.
Because you've helped us reach our 1,000th Jumpstart kid. Together, let's help 1,000,000 more.
You know, in any job, any profession, image matters. I want some gray, but not too much.
Only Touch of Gray uses oxygen to gently blend away some gray, but not all, for that perfect salt and pepper look. Satisfaction guaranteed. Just you and the look you want. Just for men, Touch of Gray.
Wearing that awful jacket again?
I just found $5 in this awful jacket that we can use for pizza.
They do say patches are making a comeback?
Pizza Hut's $5 is back. Buy a medium or large pizza and get a second, third, and fourth medium for just $5 each, plus a free $5 voucher.
Time to get your 2016 season tickets. Season ticket holders get access to exclusive benefits and events. Call 416-341-1234 or visit BlueJays.com.
Marcus Stroman, the starter in this clinching game, the youngest starter in a division clinching game in franchise history. Marco Estrada and Mark Burley enjoying themselves. Edwin Encarnacion connected for his 37th home run. And Russell Martin says, you know what? We're not done yet. Martin's got a World Series on his mind.
Yeah, 15-1. He's got his game face on, doesn't he?
That's how you go to the postseason. Yeah. 8 times. Ben Revere, a 2-hit day. Brian Mattis delivers his strike. Revere is the 9th man to bat this inning.
7 at bats now today for Ben Revere.
Ground ball. Double play. Mattis comes in and gets the double play to end the 9th. The Blue Jays score 5 runs in the top of the 9th. And they have taken the lead. We're going to stay right here. A lot going on here in Baltimore. The Blue Jays on the verge of winning their 92nd game of the season and clinching the AL East Division title. And you can see there's a lot of joy in that dugout. Ryan Goins, a 5-hit game, has had a terrific afternoon. Josh Donaldson's had an RBI to add to his baseball high 123. R.A. Dickey will start game 2. Is sharing a light moment with the skipper. Jose Bautista, his 40th home run.
You might be asking, why are the regulars still in the ball game here when it's 15-1? But you owe it to them to be on the field when you win the division. They have been out there all season long. They have put their time in. They put their work in. And you owe it to them to be out there so you can celebrate when the final out is made.
100% in agreement. You want them on the field. And how about this tribute? LaTroy Hawkins gets the ball for the 9th inning here, as Hawkins will retire after this season. He's 42 years old, and you got to believe this is a move of respect by the manager, John Gibbons.
Absolutely. We were talking earlier about Brett Cecil, the longest tenured Blue Jay, maybe being the guy out there finishing off this ball game because it's a lopsided game. But John Gibbons picks the senior member of that bullpen, and what has LaTroy Hawkins meant to that bullpen?
He has really solidified the bullpen with his experience. Devin Travis got off to a great start to his season. He is here to share in the celebration.
Let me tell you something about LaTroy Hawkins. I was talking to him the other day, and we were talking about young players in the game of baseball. And he said he had a thing he used to do when he was in Colorado, and he would make the players, the young players, write reports on some of the bigger names in the game of baseball. And I mentioned Curt Flood. He goes, that's the #1 guy. I would ask the young players to find out who Curt Flood is and who Curt Flood meant and what he meant to the game of baseball. A lot of them are making the money and doing the things in here because of Curt Flood and Marvin Miller and the Players Association. And it's LaTroy Hawkins who went to those young players and made them do their history about this game.
Give them a sense of the background of baseball, and he is truly a class act. And he will throw to Russell Martin in this, the 9th inning. The Blue Jay players all over the diamond relishing this great opportunity. Donaldson has had an MVP season. Ben Revere has been a terrific addition to this ball club. 2 more hits today. Kevin Pillar has been a rock in center defensively, and Jose Bautista another phenomenal offensive season for the slugger in right. Hawkins delivers the first pitch strike to Matt Wieters. Edwin Encarnacion can't wait to start the celebration. His 7th year with the Blue Jays and his first championship. Ryan Goins with 5 hits this afternoon. The first time a Blue Jays shortstop has ever had 5 hits in a game.
Think of the great shortstops that have played for the Blue Jays. Tony Fernandez, Alfredo Griffin,
Alex Gonzalez. And Ryan Goins becomes the first Blue Jays shortstop to collect 5 hits in a game. LaTroy Hawkins has been in the postseason 4 years, a total of 8 series. He first went with the Minnesota Twins in 2002, again in 2003, with Colorado in 2007. Wieters drops one inside the left field foul line, and he's going to go to second. He better hurry. He slides in safely with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 9th. LaTroy Hawkins went to the postseason the last time with the Milwaukee Brewers in 2011. He has a win in the postseason. It came pitching for Minnesota against the Yankees in the ALDS in 2003. Everybody poised at the top step of the dugout. Nolan Raimo will run for Matt Wieters at second, as Wieters will be taken out of this game. Junior Lake came into the game defensively. He's batting in the 5th spot. Ground ball. Donaldson comes after it, bare hands it, and throws in time at first. Josh Donaldson makes that play look so easy. Fielding that ball with his bare hand and throwing all in one motion.
He knows that Lake could run down the first base line. He's playing deep. He comes in bare hands, fires it over to first base, and the guys are fired up. I thought he was going to have to field that ball with his glove because it was still rolling pretty fast. But he picks it up in one motion. You can see him. He knows he made a good play.
One out. Steve Clevenger, the catcher.
I'll tell you, if you're out in the field right now, if you're the Blue Jays, you're like, hit the ball to me. I want that ball right now. I want to finish this thing off.
At the same time, you can see the focus, the intensity. A lot of players reflecting on what they've been through this season. Ben Revere was in Philadelphia. He got traded to the Blue Jays and ends up being an important cog in the lineup. Kevin Pillar started out as the left fielder. Troy Tulowitzki was in Colorado, surprised by the trade.
Yeah, remember when he was traded over here, what he said? He said, I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I think he loves it here, man. He loves his teammates. You always see him playing around with his teammates.
Fly ball. Ben Revere on the run. Pillar giving chase. Pillar will have it go off of his glove. Ribo comes in to score. Pierce is headed for third. The throw to third will be not in time. Kevin Pillar extended and had that ball tip off his glove, but he couldn't make the catch, and Clevenger has his second triple of the season.
Looked like there were some communication problems. Remember, Clevenger, left-handed batter, that ball's going to be slicing away from Pillar. Like Revere had a shot at making an easier play of it, but Pillar calls him off. That ball kept slicing away from Kevin. And by the time the Blue Jays run that one down, Clevenger's at third base.
Still just one out. This will be Jimmy Paredes. He came in the game defensively. Hawkins ahead 0-2.
The fans are cheering for Kawasaki right now. He's like, hey, cheer for the guys out on the field right now. That's what he's telling them at the end of the bench.
Oh, 0-2 to Paredes. Upstairs. Goes into championships. Alex Anthopoulos sharing it with his wife, Christina. John Gibbons in his second go-around as the Blue Jays manager. Jose Bautista in his 8th season with the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they can feel it now. They are ready to bust out of that dugout.
Of course, we can't forget the president, Paul Beeston, and everything he's done for this organization. This will be his final season. Bringing in David Price, making a trade for Devin Travis. Everything fit like a glove.
Going out a winner. Just the way it should be.
Swing according to Joe West. DeMarlo Hale, the lieutenant for John Gibbons, as his bench coach. Gibbons managed the Blue Jays from 2004 to 2008, came back in 2013. This is his third season in his second stint as the manager. Now it's 3-1.
He's done a good job, Gibby, of just sending his guys out there every day, a calming influence amongst the players here. Gibby never gets too high, nor does he get too low. You can see him right there. You know he's excited inside with the same demeanor.
The bullpen anxious to join in the celebration. So many major contributors down there. Roberto Osuna, Aaron Sanchez, Brett Cecil.
They have had great years, and now this is what you work hard for in spring training. Get yourself ready for this spot right here. It's been a long journey to this spot right here. Let's see if the Blue Jays finish it off.
3-2, 2 outs. It'll take another pitch. R.A. Dickey, the former #1 pick of the Texas Rangers, had to make the conversion from conventional pitcher to knuckleballer. 40 years old, anxious to celebrate a division title. Completes the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays can celebrate their first division title in 22 years.
It has been a long time coming, but the boys, they played like champions all season long. They came out today. They made a statement, 15-2, and congratulations to the Blue Jays.
The bullpen joining in. There's the management, the front office celebrating, the players on the field getting involved. And it is truly a job well done. Everybody involved, from the front office to the managers and coaches, the players. David Price, a big part of what the Blue Jays have done. Troy Tulowitzki solidified the defense when he came over. Everybody enjoying a tempered celebration, to be sure.
That's right, and it's a total team effort, you know, from the coaches and the trainers, the video coordinators, the players, the instructors. Everybody has a piece of this right here.